look, I made that decision at that time. It was the right decision that day at that time or that period of time in my life. But if I was in the same situation today, I maybe make a different one or an improved or better decision. So interestingly enough, there's no right or wrong here. It's a matter of, being able to move forward, to try and heal ourselves and do it in a positive, uplifting sort of way. And, if we've got something really important to share it with everybody. Don't just hold it on to yourself. You could be the little bit of the leader in your own environment, which would be good also. So for those that are seeking love, and it doesn't matter what your star sign is, Venus is in Aries at the moment also, but nowhere near the other 4 situations or configurations I was talking about in the transit there with the North Node, Chiron, the Sun and Mercury. Venus is sort of sitting by itself. So when you see Venus in Aries, it's like step out of your comfort zone, do something different, go out and do something that requires a bit of energy. It's not the time you're going to meet the love of your life in the library, doing a bit of research. You've got to get outdoors, you've got to get out and make things happen, do something different, maybe take up a different hobby or do something different that you've never done before, so that exposes you to the opportunity to make some new friends and meet people in a different way. Now we're moving on to Mars. Now, Mars is the planet of action. It's the planet that I believe that gets us out of bed of a morning and says, come on, get your motivational hat on. We've got to start the day. Is also conjunct or holding hands Saturn. Now, Saturn's the planet that sort of is the planet of the discipline, the father figure. It's the planet that sort of gives us the structure in life, that says to us, have you really put a good solid foundation underneath what you're attempting to do? And this is sitting in Pisces. Now, a lot of astrologers give Pisces a bad rap. I don't. I really like the energy of Pisces. To me, it's probably one of the most powerful signs out of the 12, because I don't look at it as the dustbin. I look at Pisces as being able to gather up all the good, bad, and the indifferent of the previous 11 signs and bring it into their sign and sort of cherry pick things out that they need and say, well, we'll have this, we'll throw that out and whatever. So it gives it a very powerful, a very wisdom type energy about this sign. So if you've got Mars, the planet of action, there conjunct Saturn, which is the planet of discipline, sort of saying to you, okay, you need to make some decisions in your life. Yes, we've got the power, we've got the drive to do it. Now let's bring the structure in with it, and let's bring our intuition into this. Let's bring it in a way that we've got the wisdom of learning from our previous times in our lives. What did we learn from that? Is there any other thing that we can bring in that puts you in a more powerful position? So at the moment, there's a lot of information that's being shared with people, and a lot of wisdom is coming from above. When I say above, I mean from our spirit guides or whatever you believe in, passed over relatives, all those sort of things. There's a lot of messages being downloaded at the moment. Some of them are going to be subtle and some of them are going to not be so subtle. It's like they hit you over the head with a sledgehammer. So you've got to be very aware at the moment. There is messages coming to each and every one of us. Even if you don't think you're at all psychic, you'll get these thoughts, or, gee, I hadn't thought of that in years. I wonder why that's coming through. Oh, that's a good idea. Things like that. They're all direct from spirit. It's just a different way of how we understand it or how we receive it. And you don't have to be in the psychic industry to receive messages. We all get them during the day and during our sleep. We just have to learn to acknowledge them and work with them. So at the moment, everything is very amped, if you want to put it that way, from the spirit world. There's a lot of energy going on. Now, quickly, before we take our first caller, I just want to talk about Uranus. Is sitting in Taurus at the moment. So it's Jupiter is conjunct or holding hands. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck and opportunity, is conjunct or holding hands Uranus. Now, this would predominantly affect the earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the opposite sign of Scorpio. Now, Jupiter is leading the way here. Jupiter is supposed to be the planet of luck, expansion, opportunity, but there's always a flip side to everything. Jupiter also here is warning us not to become too greedy. Now, this will apply to all the 12 signs, but those 4 that I mentioned are predominantly the ones that it's affecting the most. Now, Uranus here is saying, okay, it's okay to want things in your life. It's okay to want change in your life. Uranus is like the bolt of lightning. It comes out of nowhere. Now, Uranus is neither positive nor negative. Jupiter is considered more positive. But Jupiter, as I said, has another side that says don't become too greedy. Don't, think everything's yours. And because it's sitting in that Taurus energy, it's what's mine's mine and what's yours is mine, and it's all mine. So Jupiter here is warning you not to be greedy. It's saying share a little bit. It's okay. If you let go of some, it'll come back to you. But if you hang on to it too tightly and say it's all mine, it may just get taken away from you, because Uranus is there saying, well, hang on a minute, you don't deserve all of that. You're being greedy and I'm going to teach you a lesson. So it's just a little warning there. Make sure that, you're not being greedy, no matter what your star sign is. Make sure that you share. And, then, some positive, wonderful things can happen, because Uranus can bring positive things as well as negative. So we're going to take our first caller, which is Sarah in Sioux Falls. Are you there in South Dakota? That sounds like a really nice place, Sarah. How are you today?
Yeah, well, weather-wise, it's kind of hit and miss. You wait 5 minutes and it changes, so it can be nice.
Well, but it sounds like a really interesting place. When I was announcing it on the show here, just sounded like, oh, I'd like to visit there. It's got a nice energy about it. How can I help you tonight, sweetie?
Yeah.
You have a question I can answer?
I was just looking to connect with a loved one if possible.
Yeah, I can never guarantee that, because unfortunately we don't have a direct dial telephone. But if you fire a question at me, if somebody comes through from the other side, I'll certainly pass on their message. It's not always easy to sort of say we can connect with somebody particular, but quite often I find that they'll send through a message anyway, or they'll answer the question that's most pressing for you in their way. So is there something that's troubling you, or something you want an answer to now?
Okay. Yeah, question would be, my mom, her health get better here soon?
Okay.
I mean, she's been
Health
struggling
is one
for a
of those
while.
very tricky. Okay, sweetie. Health is one of those very tricky issues, because different countries around the world have different rules, and I always apply this same rule. Health is something that we don't talk about on, if you say to me, oh, look, Mum's got a cut on her leg, is it going to get better? I could say to you, well, of course it's going to get better. I like to work on an energetic level, and that's what I'll do with your mother. And I do feel that she's past the crossroads. So to me, they're showing me the symbol of endings, change and transformation. So I'm taking that Mum's past the crossroad on an energetic level with the process of her health. Things will only get better from here. It's interesting, because has she been emotional while this has been all going on? And I normally would describe her as a very strong person.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, and to me, I sort of feel like not so much bursting into tears every 5 minutes, but certainly you've noticed a difference in the way she's handling things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm picking up somebody from the other side, a male, and I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to assume here, because he hasn't given me any words as such, but I've got a very protective male energy, so I'm assuming that might be her dad.
Her dad is still living.
Okay, so who's the male that would be at about that age group? Is there a brother-in-law, a brother, somebody in the family that I felt he'd passed a while ago, not in the last couple of years, like years ago? Because I've got a very protective male energy there that's saying to me it's going to be okay. To tell her that, they've wrapped their arms around her and they're protecting her and everything's going to be okay. So I just, if I'm
I would
still
say
here, that's
probably,
wonderful.
Yeah, I would say that's probably my great-grandfather, so it would be her grandpa.
Yep, that would fit, because it was an older male. It wasn't somebody the same age as her. I want to be very clear on that. This was a much older male. That's why I went to dad. It was, it was like a dad or a grandfather or an uncle or something like that. It was somebody older than her. But anyway, they're very protective of her. So was she very close to her grandfather when he was alive?
Yes.
Yeah, because this is a very protective energy. He's wrapped his arms around her and he's saying it's going to be okay. He keeps going there, like you do to a little child. It's all going to be all right. There, you'll be right. And that's what he's giving me. He's also saying to me that you underestimate how, not so much how clever you are, but how important you are in people's lives, that you have an ability to calm people down. And it's something that you don't even acknowledge in yourself. It's just something that happens naturally. And he's very proud of that. He's very proud of that. He wanted to make a point about that how proud he is of that. That sort of, you don't give yourself a pat on the back often enough, is what he's showing me. You need to acknowledge.
I don't.
No, and I think he's saying that because I think he wants you to acknowledge it and not in an egotistical way, but acknowledge it so that that can get stronger, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You've got a lot of energy around you. I don't know whether you're in some sort of healing sort of industry, or they're showing me that your words are very healing, as well as what you do with your hands.
Yes, I have past 10 months been practicing mediumship, actually. So that makes a lot of sense.
But they're showing it to me in a hand form, as if, yes, your words are very healing, and that's what I consider mediumship to be, but they were showing me that you had healing hands. So is that maybe something you're looking at expanding on or going into?
I've thought about it, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were very... If it's your mum's granddad, he was very clearly showing me these hands that were very healing, like you only had to touch somebody even on their arm, and you aren't aware of the energy that you're sending through leaves them with a mini healing, even though that's not what you were doing. You were just, acknowledging them, or, touching somebody and saying, there, you'll be fine, or, nice to see you, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you're sending this amazing healing. So I really think that's a very powerful message for you. But, he's showing me beautiful big bunch of pink roses. So that's his way of saying he's leaving. And that's his love for you and your mum. So I know she's going to be okay. He keeps telling me that this was meant to be. So for whatever reason, who knows? I mean, there's reasons for everything, but, you've got to continue on with what you're doing, because they're very proud of you, and it is getting stronger, but you've got to acknowledge what you are capable of doing. It's like you can't go to the next level until you acknowledge that, and not in a way with ego, but just, well, thank you. Yes, I know I'm good at what I do, and I want to continue to do it. And that's really important. Yeah. Because I don't think enough very gifted people really acknowledge their own talent, and you're one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay, sweetie. Lovely to talk to you, Sarah. Yeah. I've got to keep moving because I've got another lady to deal with. It's lovely to talk with Sarah. We're going to talk with Angela now in Silver Lake in Wisconsin. Are you there, Angela? And I know I've pronounced that wrong.
Hi. Okay.
Hi. How can I help you today, Angela?
Yes, I just want to know if my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and I just want to know if he's around me, and if he has any messages for me.
Okay, sweetie. Yeah, look, I can honestly say to you, he's definitely always around you. There's no one that's gone through to the spirit world to me that's ever come back and told me they're not comfortable there. That yes, they miss everybody, but any ailments they had or whatever the case was that caused their passing, there's no pain there. So, and they float in and out around us all the time, and they keep a watchful eye on the ones that they were closest to, or the ones that they love. But they don't always necessarily want to interfere, if I can put it that way. Sometimes they want to come through with some very powerful messages, and other times they're just happy to be, wandering around, seeing what you're doing in your day, and sort of having a smile to themselves and thinking, gee, I wish I was down there having a cup of coffee or that ice cream or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very playful sort of energy. And what I'm picking up from your dad is a very playful sort of energy, like a lot of people maybe accuse him of never growing up, and he says, but I did grow up. I like to be that way. He liked to see a playful side to life. I'm not saying he wasn't strong and determined and couldn't, problem solve, but he liked the lighter side of life. He felt that made the world go round better, and I think that's wonderful. But he keeps showing me that you've been putting something off. Is there a decision that you've been putting off, or something you haven't? Yeah, he keeps saying, no, she's putting it off. He keeps saying to me, she's putting it off.
I don't know. Oh, maybe because I've got to do something. My back is, I don't know if that's what he's talking about, but my back, I've got to do something with my back.
Well, he keeps saying, time is now. He's saying no more mucking around. You've got to put a line under it and move forward. It's got to be done. And he's getting very firm now, so he's very, not cross, but he's being firm that it's time to deal with that. And he keeps saying to me, it's not as bad as what you think. Once you make that first step, it'll flow. It'll be easier and better than what you think. he keeps saying to me that you're the stubborn one. Now, I disagree with that because I think even though he liked the playful side of life, I think he could have been quite stubborn in his own right. Once he dug his heels in, he didn't budge, but he says you're the stubborn one.
Yeah, I am pretty stubborn. We're both stubborn. Yeah. I get a lot of things from him.
Yeah, but he's claiming he was never stubborn. He was always flexible, and I disagree with that.
That's funny. Yeah,
it's interesting how they perceive himself, isn't it? Like he wanted to get across that playful side, and then he turned around and said, she's too stubborn, get up and she won't make that phone call, she won't do this. Well, who's calling who's stubborn, like he
right? Yeah, he's a great person, though. I love him so much, and I miss him so much.
He's still darling. He kept saying that he didn't think it was his time, and he feels ripped off and cheated.
Yeah. And we don't even know exactly what happened. I mean, he was in the hospital, and the doctor talked to him, and then he went into cardiac arrest after the doctor left the room.
Yeah, sweetheart, look, sometimes there is no real answer or there was any sign that anybody missed or anything like that. He's just saying to me it was all happened in a flash of a second. He was here 1 minute and gone the next, and he's upset the fact that he wasn't ready to go, like it wasn't his time.
Yeah.
But I don't know any of us are really ready to go, but he certainly hadn't made his mind up it was time to go. He still had a lot of things he wanted to complete. So
yes, he did.
In some ways too, that was his correct time to go. And had he been here any longer, maybe his life mightn't have been fallen like he wanted it to be. I'm not a doctor. I'm supposed to talk about medical stuff, but he keeps showing me that there was something going on in his head. He doesn't know what it was, but he said there was something wasn't right.
Huh. Well, they found he had cancer.
Right. Yeah, but he keeps taking me
I wonder if this is my dad. Do you think it is my dad? Because he had ballot.
It's taking me to the top of his head and saying my head wasn't right before I went into the hospital. But he didn't tell anyone.
Huh. I don't know what that would have been.
I'm not saying it was a headache or whatever, but he's just saying there was something like he didn't. He's saying to me, I couldn't concentrate. I don't think it was his head that took him out. I'm not saying that, but that's what he's sharing with me. I wonder if it was my head that caused it. Because in his mind, he wasn't ready to go. Whether he had cancer or not, in his head, he wasn't going anywhere. Cancer or no cancer, he was still going to live. So he's saying, I wonder if it was my head. Yeah, so, I mean, look, sometimes they have a different interpretation. They're the ones that have left us, obviously, but I think he's looking for answers too, because to him it was very sudden.
Mm-hmm. They found it some type of lymphatic cancer,
That's
but that it was a fightable cancer if,
That's what I mean. He wasn't going anywhere with his cancer. I just think it was just one of those random things. His heart stopped and that was it. I don't think there's any other answer other than what they told you. There was no warning sign. It was just one of those freak things that happened.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, the doctor felt like it could have been a blood clot to the lung that finally took him.
That could have come from the head. That might be why he's saying to me, my head.
Oh, okay.
Could have come from there and down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he keeps saying my head.
Could have been a stroke.
Could have been, or an aneurysm or something like that, the blood vessel broke away and came down and caused the clot or whatever. But that might be why he's indicating his head. Anyway, sweetheart, I hope that's helped you, Angela. I've got to go. We're at the end of the show. And know that he loves you. He's sending you beautiful big pink hearts. He's blowing them to me for you. It's lovely to talk with you, Angela. So we've come to the end of the show. I know the show goes very quickly, and I say that every week, but it's always a worry when we don't have answers. Our loved ones leave us quickly with things that, we thought were curable, things like that. It always makes it very difficult for us to understand that. This week I want to leave you with a very, very special song, and it means the world to a lot of us around the world. And it's always appropriate that the song comes to me just before I get ready for the show, or it's been going through my head all week, or whatever the case may be. And that's how I pick the song of the week. It's not just because it might be a song that I like or I relate to, but this one I'm going to leave you with this week is incredibly special, and it's called You and Me Against the World. And I've chosen the Helen Reddy version because Helen was an Australian singer. But there's also another beautiful version by Gladys Knight and the Pips. So whichever one that you're drawn to, but this week I'm drawn to Helen Reddy and You and Me Against the World. Bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Divine Heart Channeling with Ivana Botic. Search Divine Heart Channeling on Facebook and all other social media. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Divine Heart Channel on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Another Divine Heart Channeling episode where I channel everything from the Akash. And for the beginning of this episode, I have a little, let's say, guidance and a message from our guardians. And I needed to write it down because they were like all loud and like want to say a lot of things. So they want to talk about the eclipse that was yesterday. And they wanted to tell us that the energy that was stuck, that's not serving us anymore, was pulled away with the moon, and our energy bodies and our auric field are filled with beautiful golden sun energy. And also with combination of those two energies, we got like activated all of our chakras to center them, to bring them in some kind of balance, and also to activate our sleeping gifts. So it could be like psychic gifts or healing gifts. You will see it coming very, very fast and very soon, because these energies are helping us with this mass awakening, and it's going to be a fun ride. I promise you that. And also, one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is the Guardians wanted me to go back to some of your questions, and you will see why. And first, I would like to start with Bobby's questions. I think it was for the last show, but doesn't matter. The Bobby wanted to know, is her relationship with her kids going to get better and more loving and all of that? The Guardians want you to know, Bobby, that the things are going better. The barriers that you put, they're showing like walls you guys put between you. They're like crumbling down. That's how they're showing me. But what they want you to know is that there need to be from both sides some kind of work so it can get better. And also for you, Bobby, the Guardians want you to know that you are the one who is creating your own reality. You are the one who is creating your own timeline. And what better time for this than after eclipse? Oh, even it's rhyme. So with this eclipse, and now you will see why I started with that and how they wanted to pack this up, is that old timelines, all things that we're all thinking about, that everything is crumbling down right now. And we have a chance that we can create our own new timeline the way we want, the way we desire. It's important thing to start paying attention to our thoughts, to our deeds, to our words that we are putting out, because everything is a vibration and everything will go into universe, even if we don't see it. But the way we send it, the way, with what kind of feeling we are sending to universe, that's how we're going to get back. So they want us to be more open. They want to use more our heart, not only our heart chakra, our heart space, but also our physical heart, like to feel that magic of love. I hope this resonates with you. Let me know. I need to write it down, guys, because they were like really chatty today. And they also wanted me to go back to the question of Michelle. You said that you know that you are tough and you're already going through all our stuff and you're tough and all of it, but you just feel like you need a break. And again, exactly, this is the perfect timing for it. After eclipse, after those strong energies that we have and that we're going to have for another like months, they're going to like settling down slowly into our bodies, into Mother Gaia. Just relax, give yourself a break, give yourself some fun time. Find something that makes you happy, something that is gonna bring that smile back on your face, something that is gonna make you like blossom, just like the spring and flowers and everything. So don't give up, don't like doubt yourself, don't do the stuff that you did, because you will get a break. You're already getting a break. Just put more trust in yourself and into your guides. That's how the guardians of the Akash are showing me. For us, for everyone, to be more trusty, if that make any sense, and even if that's a word, I'm not sure. But to trust more into divine, to trust more into universe, into divine timing, because it's here, it's coming, it's awakening. We are all awakening more than you can even imagine. And there is even more and more people every day awakening it. And if they come to you and ask for help, be there for them. Don't let them walk alone into the dark and not knowing what's happening. You can help them. Even if that's just like one sentence that you read somewhere, if that make any sense. Another question that I needed to go back is from Lori. And it's also connected with theme of eclipse and new energies. Is Lori wanted to know what does she need to heal? Is there anything more? And another question was why her body is hurting, why her head is like, she's feeling like lightheaded. Everything is in energies. Everything is in where we put our attention, where we put our thoughts. For you, Lori, the guardians want you to know that you've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of work. Now it's time to rest and enjoy. Now it's time to harvest everything that you put there. Universe saw it, get it, and now you're going to receive it. Just be patient. Just be open and trust. Trust yourself and trust your guides. As you can see how the guardians are like putting all together and bring me back to some questions that were a couple of weeks ago even. There is always the right time and why they want me to speak right now about these things. Because we all need to be more grounded. As I was talking about a couple of shows before that, how can you ground yourself? How can you bring your awareness into your heart space, between your heart chakra and your solar plexus, and just breathe slowly to calm yourself down, to calm your mind. And then when you are calmed, when your mind is calmed, you can feel the energy. You can feel everything that is around you and everything that you didn't pay attention enough to it, if that makes any sense to you guys. Even that sentence, stop and smell the flowers. It's like literally like that. because you are the creator of your own reality. You are someone who can create your own timeline. You can create your life the way you desire. And it's simple. It's really simple that some people don't believe it, but ask universe, what's the best thing that can happen to you? Ask for it and just be open to receive it. Don't doubt it. Just like let it go. When you ask it, just let it go. Let it in the air and continue with your day. You will see how the universe is going to give you some amazing gifts, some amazing times when you least expect it. Let's say like that. Because universe works in a beautiful, beautiful ways. Another thing, while we are here, it's like rumbling in my head. They want me to talk about a lot of things. Let me just check. They want me to share with you the way how can you change your mind, how can you change your reality. And again, it sounds simply, but everything is in a mindset. Everything is the way how you look at the things. They want me to give you the exactly how can you do it. Because as I told you before, I don't want this to be a show where you can only ask questions and I answer it and that's it. I would like you guys to learn something from this. And this is some kind of tips and tricks. How can you use it? How can you bring more life that you desire? So when you get in some kind of meditative state, when you pull yourself down into your heart space, where you feel safe, open, when you feel like your heart is huge, let's say like that, you can ask your guardians, you can ask your spirit guides, you can call in all your spirit animals even, sit with them, feel them. Feel their energy. And if you're not sure if you are talking with yourself or you are talking with your guides, just pay attention to those little details. How does your voice sound in your head, and how does the sound when you get the answer? Is it a little bit lower or higher voice? You can try that. And even if you're not sure, you doubt yourself, just let it go. There is nothing wrong that could happen. And also the guardians, the other thing want me to tell you is ask the universe what's the best that can happen to you, and give the universe some task. Give the universe, for example, say, I am happy. Even if you don't feel in that moment, tell it, I'm happy. And the universe job is to provide you that feeling, to meet you where you are. And that's why even when I take it doing sessions and things, and when I'm doing channeling from the Akash, that's why I always say in this moment, from this point of view, and the universe and the guardians are going to meet you where you are. So be mindful, be open, ground yourself, and most of all, be happy and appreciate where you are. Thank you so much for this. I really enjoy being here, and until next time, bye-bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Down here in Australia, we are just coming to the end of 2 weeks of school holidays. So it's been a very hectic time in my family and in my home, as I have my young grandchildren most of the school holidays. I'd just like to share a really beautiful story. Yesterday I had my kids, my grandkids, and we went to a little island not far from where I am on the water. And we're all in the mangroves climbing around having fun, and they found this injured rainbow lorikeet. Beautiful birds. Google it. And the two 10-year-old cousins, so they were determined to rescue it. So I stood back and went, I'm here to support you if you need it, but I'm going to let you work it out for yourselves. And they did. They were very patient, very loving, very caring, and they didn't want to upset the bird any more than what it was. And they had a lot of persistence, gentle persistence, and they finally got this bird. And then they put it in their little hat, with a little cloth, and they both carried it all the way back to my house because we walked there. Both of them, their 4 hands on this cap. And then we went straight to the vet to leave the bird there. And when we got there, I said to them, listen, I'm not coming in with you. You guys started this journey. I trust that you can do this. So they walked into the vet by themselves to deliver this bird into the caring hands. And when they came out, their whole energy fields were expansive and light. And they just felt so, you could see, so confident. And also, they did something that they followed their heart journey on it. But they also knew that they were trusted enough to follow through. So they're very happy because the bird is fine. It just had a bit of an injured wing, a bruised wing or whatever. And it's been sent to the Australia Zoo, if you've heard of that. It's a beautiful place here on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. So, it was just, you have these moments, and watching kids with nature reminds us of, basically as adults, how separated we've become from it. So just in the next week or so, just have a think in your own life around how can you reconnect to nature a little bit more? How can you start listening to the sounds of the natural world and how it fills us and balances us and grounds us and heals us, and spend time in it. It does something to you. It really does. And children keep showing us this all the time. So sometimes go into nature, be as the child, wonder, awe, joy, happiness, and interact and connect with it. You just might find there's some beautiful heart-opening moments for you. So I have a caller from Ontario. I think the name is German.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good, thank you.
What can I do to help, support, offer guidance? What do you need from me today?
Well, I would like a general reading, like I worry about love and money, right? I work too much and I haven't got this goal I got. I need to get a house, but I work and nothing comes up. The same with love. I don't know if you can give me any clue about it, or you see my
we'll
reading.
Have a look at this.
Yeah?
We'll have a look at it for you. So first of all, I'm going to say, the first thing I want to say is, I know it's probably going to be hard to hear, but it's a reality check and it's a mindful check. If we're trying to have something in our life and we're coming from a place of lack or desperation, then the intentions and what we're doing are never going to fulfill
that desire of what we want. We've got to go into ourselves and start working on understanding, first of all, that we have the abundance. We have the ability to have the abundance and be in that flow, and also look at our mindset around what are the blocks, or what are the beliefs or conditions or habits that are getting in the way of us having or creating the life that we really want. Because universe, consciousness, source, God, whatever you believe in, wants us as souls to have what we need to experience for our growth. And if we keep, as humans, getting in the way through our ego and our beliefs, we're never going to get it. So the first thing I would look at is look at your intentions or your motivations behind why you're doing it. Yes, you want to get a house. So that would be for security probably, or stability. So how can I feel secure and stable while I'm still working towards getting a house? It's try and start feeling what you want to feel, having what you think you want, if you understand what I'm saying. It's a very short thing I can do here for you, but it's for such a big subject. But I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. So we're calling in some information for German from Ontario around increasing his ability to receive and focusing on creation. That's what I'm hearing to say. So let's see what's here for you. First one here for you is you've got to find some balance. You've got to find, if you're working way too much and you don't have much of anything else going on in your life, you're out of balance. And again, as I said, we've got to start looking at, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the I need to have this in order for my life to be good or happy or, full. That life, that way of thinking has changed. What we need to be doing now is going, I know how I want to feel, so I'm going to start cultivating those feelings now. So this balance here is bringing your heart and your mind into congruence. What I'm thinking and what I'm feeling have to be the same thing. I'm thinking I want to make money, but I'm feeling I never will, is never going to work. So this is about bringing your mind and your heart into congruence. And it's also looking at the bigger picture and then bringing things into action. That's your first thing. So you're definitely out of balance. So it's finding balance or harmony within yourself. The next little bit of information for you, you've got to have playtime. I'm hearing very loudly, you've got to have a little bit more playtime. Playtime opens our heart and it lifts our vibration. So the next bit of information, German here, is shadow. Okay. This is your shadow energy. So this means you've got to start looking at yourself. What parts of you are you not honoring? Our shadow is, very simply, our shadow is just the aspects of ourselves where the light doesn't shine greatly. So it could be negative thoughts, it could be negative habits, it could be anything really. So sometimes our shadow is a beautiful reminder of what we need to learn, what we need to work through, what we need to love even more. We spend so much time pushing parts of ourselves away that we don't particularly like. When the shadow energy comes up, it's saying, have a look at those parts because there could be some very good strengths there. And you're not going to waste energy pushing things away. You're going to actually start pulling it in and seeing how it can benefit you in the now. So that's another thing. So you obviously, when I look at this for you, you've got some old thoughts or heavier energy around you that's sort of getting in the way of progress. It's like the what's the saying? 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. That's what it feels like you're doing because you're really out of whack or out of balance with in your life. So, and the last one here for you, the outcome one is, I love this. This is devotion. This is the energy of creation. Devotion is reverence. It is intention. It is mindfulness, it is open-heartedness, it is really looking at setting a powerful, clear map. And I'm going to put it this way, looking at how you want to feel. This is the map for you. Look at how you want to feel having the house that you want to live in, having a life that's filled with love, because it's not just about doing. We have to learn to receive as well. In our world, most of us get fixed on what we need to do to get ahead. Consciousness or the wisdom of the universe is around us going, I can help you. Ask me. There are other ways. So there's a whole story around whether you go through life like a torchlight or whether you go through life like a flame. A torchlight has one direction only of light. A flame has a radiance around it. The flame is the feeling. So you need to start looking at how do you want to feel having the life that you're dreaming, intending, envisioning for yourself. What would all that feel like? When I know how I want to feel, then I become the point of attraction. Then I become a magnetic force of creation. And then everything I do is supported by a bigger source, a bigger energy that helps me get to what I want. So at the moment, I feel this devotion for you is setting powerful intentions, knowing how you want to feel, and also having some playtime, having some fun, being lighthearted. And also, as I said at the start, looking for some balance. The other thing that came up just before I pulled another card was surrender low self-esteem. This is self-worth, your self-value, direction, purpose. Surrender it. So a really beautiful thing you could be saying for yourself each day is, today I value myself and all that I am. Because having a house and having love does not fill your sense of value. When you have a greater sense of yourself, more of those things start to come to you with ease. Because you are the one, you are the flame, you become that flame and things come to you. So there is definitely something here I'm feeling in your solar plexus around your identity and having things in life because it makes you look successful or it'll make you feel successful. Think about waking up every morning. Every morning we wake up, we are successful. We've woken up. We're in a life, in a world that is a playground for us. Everything we want is there. It's available to us if we can hold our intent, keep our heart open, align, attune, know how we want to feel. It's all there. It's a playground. So for you, it is starting to feel better. It is starting to feel better about yourself. Work on your solar plexus, confidence, value, and that opens up your direction and your purpose in a much more profound way. You will never be filled by anything outside of you. But when you fill yourself from the inside, everything that you want will start coming into your world. And that's what I want to say.
Same.
I hope that was helpful.
All right.
Thank you, German. Good luck with that. So I hope that might have been a message for others as well, because it feels like there's a lot going on. I did pull a card earlier on for everyone. It's gone now. It was about discernment. In the next week, play in nature, look at nature and be discerning. There's a lot of rubbish in the news, a lot of rubbish is going around. Be discerning. So that's a big warm heart and soul hug from me for this week from Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Bye for now.
#1 psychic radio network and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Sessions with Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, lovelies. It is me, Gene Rose, a.k.a. the infamous JJ, of course. Remember that tonight, guys, it is episode 15. What? I cannot. We've been doing this now for a little over 4 months. Right? I know. My gosh. Guys, tonight, and I know I don't like using words like collective or things like that. Reason being is because I feel like sometimes it just sounds like you are regurgitating Google. So I try to stay away from labels and things like that. So I would just like to begin tonight's show with a card for everybody. Yeah, I think especially going into the weekend, it's going to be especially important. That way we know not necessarily what energy to expect, but definitely, what we need to think of and maybe even reflect on. I will tell you guys what, I got a package from Amazon earlier, and not to sound ungrateful, it was the thank you cards I ordered. So happy, right? But with the heaviness of the package, and I don't know if I ordered like 100, but whatever. They're gorgeous. They're pink. I love them. I thought it was the journal I got, or I ordered. And the reason being that I was so excited is because I was going to start a new gratitude journal. If you are not or do not currently have a gratitude journal, my lovelies, definitely think about getting one. It could be something as simple as a notebook from the dollar store. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or made of leather or anything like that. But somewhere where you can have a space where you can just write down what you appreciate about your life. That's also how we manifest. We act grateful for things as if they've already happened, right? So it's definitely something to ponder and think about. I have one, and I would never encourage you guys to do something that I don't do. I try to stay true to my word. So what I tell you guys to do and what I encourage you guys to do, I'm doing it myself. Yeah. So the card for everyone is going to be indulgence. Yes, it is. This card says you are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours and demand what you need. In the last few days, I seem to have a lot of lovelies that have needed readings that just included being told that they were worth it and that they deserve happiness. Sometimes that's not something that is so easy to remember, and that's completely understandable, but we have to get back on the horse. So if you need that reminder at home, I'm here. And guys, I do apologize for the dogs, but I'm here to just say you are worth it, right? Yeah, definitely something that we need to remember. As I'm sure Allie is darting across the house to get the dogs. Guys, for those of you that do not know, Allie is my wife. And we have 2 lovely fur babies. Oh my gosh, we love them. They are kind of like an extension of our kids. They are, right? Who doesn't love dogs? Oh my gosh. So first up, we are going to have Arisha. Love, am I saying your name correctly? Oh, Shea. I'm so sorry, love.
Yeah, no problem.
I do apologize.
Love.
So how are you
Lovely
doing?
to be talking to you, Jean. Yeah, I'm
lovely
okay.
to talk to you too, my love.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm in Chicago right now.
Oh, I love it. I am a few states over. I'm in Ohio. This weather is absolutely crazy, isn't it? Yeah, love. One day it's warm, one day it's cold. I can't. I just can't. So what are we going to be reading on tonight?
Well, there's something I've been waiting on, and I've worked very hard, and I've been waiting on it, and I just, I'm just like close to being heartbroken about it.
Oh, love. Let me pull some cards for you. I do feel as though things have stalled, if that makes sense, with the situation. The reason why I say that is because the first card was the Chariot and it fell reversed. And that definitely would refer to a stop in progress or stop in movement. Would that make sense?
I didn't get you, Jean. What was the first line you said about the situation?
Yes, this is about the situation. The one that you were saying, I don't like being told details. I don't want to play feed the psychic. That's why it's not for me to be rude in any way, shape, or form, but I like to jump right to things because I don't want you to give away any details. I feel as though the reading kind of just weighs more, if you will, if I tell you about the situation versus vice versa, where like you're telling me every detail there is. And then I'm just sitting there going, yeah, okay, that's not a reading. So I prefer to tell you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So I was just trying to understand what you said when
Absolutely.
you just started out.
In regards to the situation, no problem, love. In regards to the situation that you were speaking of before, I definitely feel as though there has been a complete stop in movement, in any kind of progress. Things have just kind of stalled, if that makes sense. There is success ahead. Yeah, there is success ahead, though, but it may not be in the way you expect.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. At the moment, it is stalled, like you said, but I was just wondering if it's going to turn around and, if I'm going to eventually feel good about it.
I feel as though you will. Reason being is the Sun card is all about a hardcore success. I often call it the 10 of Cups on steroids. Reason being is the 10 of Cups refers to like happiness, contentment, joy. This even refers to financial relief. It can refer to even a love situation working out. There's a lot of fantastic things about the Sun where it just represents success in many different areas. Love, money, career, it doesn't really matter. It just signifies a situation working out. Do I feel as though you're going to continue to feel those hiccups? Yes. And what I mean by that is that waiting, where it's kind of like, oh, I was hoping for things to come along by now. And it's that prolonging of the situation. The third card was the 7 of Cups. And this is going to refer to like cycles, things happening over and over. So definitely that waiting even coming into play. Your next card was the 10 of Cups, which is the one I said before in regards to the Sun. Remember I said the 10 of Cups on steroids? You received the 10 of Cups too. Yes. So that's definitely a good thing. That would refer to a success. If I look at the cards as a yes or no question, they're hands down definitely going to come back as a yes, that the situation will come full circle. So it is going to work out, maybe not the exact way you are suspecting, but it is going to work out. Now's the time for action. So anything that you have control over or that you can change, I would definitely invest your time, energy, and intention on tweaking those things. Like I said, that final card was the 4 of Swords and it fell reversed. That's going to be a card of action instead of a card of waiting or even a card of rest.
So because this whole thing also involves relocation, if this thing works out, it involves a relocation and they have to give me accommodation.
Yeah.
And that's the important part of it, where it's stuck.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where, with the accommodations, because remember, this card can even refer to moving. So it can refer to a moving truck. So even with that, it could refer to, like I said, moving, that stop in that progress, because it did fall reversed. They might not have it in regards to the accommodations lined up. Does it involve paperwork by chance?
Yeah,
Is
some
there
basic
something? Okay.
paperwork.
Yeah, like I feel like documents are either not in or they're waiting on them. But there's something with documents that is being hung up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They haven't yet reached the paperwork point yet, actually.
Okay.
That would be something, possibly in the future once they've taken a decision.
Mhm.
Right now we're just waiting on the decision. And so basically you're saying, Jean, that it will be, it will culminate in a fulfilling situation, something that I'll feel good about.
Yes. Just pick and choose your battles in the interim. Don't worry about it. Like I said, and especially since the paperwork isn't in yet, that would make sense with there not being that documentation there quite yet. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I feel like they don't have
and
everything aligned yet.
Right. So is there a time frame that comes up?
With this many cards, I am hesitant to give one that definitely would be a larger reading. But I would say at least another 6 months, just from these.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be anything immediate. Yeah, it's not going to be anything immediate. So just take a deep breath and be prepared to sort of wait.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It'll work out in your favor, though. No problem, my love. It was wonderful to read for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jean. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Oh, love. Take care. Bye-bye, love. Oh, how fantastic. That is awesome. And like I said, accommodations will be made. It's just a matter of the proper things and avenues being met. Definitely with the paperwork not being in yet, that definitely does make sense, right? Oh gosh, but I'm happy to say I do feel as though things will work out. Up next is Yana. Hello, love. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, love. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
What would you like to be read on tonight?
I just want to know about my relationship.
Okay. Oh, love, you got a leap card. A leap card is going to be a card that jumps from the deck as the reader is shuffling. It doesn't necessarily mean anything negative, but I don't want you to assume that. The leap card you received was the Devil. Is there any sort of like, in the first word that comes to mind is like manipulation? Is that going on in the relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, love. Why do I feel like you need to hear from someone, like a third party, that it's okay to let them go? They're not going to change, love.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Honey. You okay?
So he's not going to change?
No. Unfortunately, I wish I had better news. One of the cards you received was the Seven of Cups. And this is a card that is going to refer to cycles as well as patterns. If anything, Joanna, I feel like things would continue to get worse. And I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly.
Yeah.
When I read on anything, of course, I bring my A game. But when situations that are relationships and that are possibly toxic, borderline abusive, I take that extremely seriously. Reason being is I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I find it to be very important to advocate for other people. So as a reader, you're never going to hear, "I'll stay with him. Always going to," no. And especially receiving the cards you did. The first card, like I said, was the Devil. And that card is going to refer to even an abuse of power. So him even taking advantage of the power exchange within the relationship. being manipulative, possibly even narcissistic, but even talking down, like condescending. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Love, my advice would definitely be to cut ties. It would. And I don't mean to be so blunt, but why waste any more time?
Yeah.
I don't feel as though the situation is going to have success because the first card was the King and it fell reversed. It was the King of Wands. I know it's not the King of Cups. I'm kind of glad it wasn't the King of Cups. For me, that's an ick card. But the King of Wands, that definitely is going to refer to a lack of success in an area of passion, even an area of relationship. The next card is the World. You have so many things ahead of you. Don't sell yourself short by settling. And I feel like by staying in this relationship, you definitely are doing exactly that. You deserve everything that you want. You deserve everything that you desire. And I feel like by staying is cutting you short. You're not able to move forward in the ways that you are meant to.
Has he been unfaithful the whole time?
I didn't get the Three of Cups. That would be my love triangle card. I will pull one more card. I got the King of Pentacles. I wouldn't say, I don't feel as though it's been going on like the entire relationship. I wouldn't say for certain he has been physical with another woman. Has he been acting inappropriate? Yes, hands down.
What about with another man?
I mean, that could be possible as well. He did get the Devil reversed. So that could refer to either way, as well as the Two of Cups fell reversed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, love.
Does my future look good without him?
Your future is, you got the world, love. Donna, you got the world. The world is all about opportunity. It's all about things that are ahead of you. That's why I said, don't waste it with him. And I know I feel bad because I don't mean to degrade him. I'm sure you love him. I'm sure you do. I'm sure there are feelings there. But love, as a reader, I can't in good conscience sit here and be like, oh, no, stay. No. I feel like it's almost a game to him. But it's not anything he can help. He's not doing it out of to be cruel. He's doing it because he just can't help it. And honestly, while that's not an excuse ever to cheat, ever, I'm sorry, it's not. You can control yourself. You can. I feel like for him, there is a compulsion. It's not just an impulse, it's a compulsion. I wouldn't be surprised if he suffers from issues with other areas, albeit whatever it may be. But he's not exactly on his A-game.
It's more like an addiction to him.
Yeah. He's struggling. He's struggling a lot. And he's just looking for love in all the wrong places. That's ultimately what it boils down to. But as for you,
my best friend had a baby at the same time as me. Is the baby his?
For the best friend?
Yeah.
For that? I would definitely recommend for that question, I would recommend you contacting me. Not trying to do that to you, but I would recommend you contacting me for that.
I recommend.
So if you would like to do that as a private read, we absolutely can. There is more info. Their site is listed below. It is on Facebook. You can go to my page. It also has my link tree. So you can find other ways to contact me. But I definitely would suggest an in-depth reading because just more questions are going to keep popping up. And for each individual question, I have to shuffle the deck again. So I would recommend booking an in-depth session. That way you can get everything answered. There's too many what ifs. Does that make sense? There's too many question marks. And it's not just in regards to the best friend. I feel like there's other people too that you're kind of wondering. They might not have had children, but you kind of get a certain energy or air when you're around them, or even feeling like you kind of know something has either happened.
Yeah, I do. I kind of know,
Yes, love. Yana, like I said, I am not trying to be like, oh no, you got to book a full. I'm not trying to do that too, love. It's just a matter of, in terms of readings, I know my limit. And I know in regards to questions like that, hands down, in-depth reading. You know, it just would be the best for you. You know, it would.
Is there anything else that I should know?
Not really. I mean, definitely, you know, start planning your exit. I don't feel like you're in danger or anything like that. But I do feel as though you would be in for a life, I do feel as though you would be in for a life of heartache and of disappointment. The only thing that's going to break is your heart. That's it. If that's not already done.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know? So I think that makes it more difficult, if that makes sense. Because it's like...
Yeah, we just had a baby.
Yeah. And having a child together, I mean, that's not exactly the easiest thing, but you got to do what you got to do for you and also for your child. You want them to have an example of a mom who is a queen, who is going to demand respect, who is going to, you know, stand tall and stand proud and do what she needs to do, not only for herself, but also for her child. That's the example you want to set. You don't ever want to show your kid you settling, ever. You know, that, oh, it's better when they're old. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, just get out of it. Yeah, do it for you. Why be miserable? And why wonder? Every time
I think I just don't understand why, you know, I just don't understand why he would do that to me when I've given him, you know, everything. It's like more like love, you know?
Love is nothing you did. And I need you to understand that. It's nothing you did. You didn't do anything wrong. This is a him problem. All the way. It's a him problem. It's not a you problem. It becomes a you problem because it affects your life. But it is nothing you did wrong, baby doll. Nothing.
Yeah.
Can I light candles for you tonight?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will. I definitely will. And then, like I said, if you want to reach out to me and contact me, you're more than welcome to. And you don't even have to do it in regards to getting a reading. If you just want like a friend or someone to vent to, reach out to me. I'm here.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, love. Like I said, do it for you. If for no other reason, do it for yourself. You deserve to be treasured. You deserve to be respected. You deserve a life that you love. And not for nothing, you're not loving this life. Waking up and you're hating it and you're looking at him and you just, this isn't a life.
No.
Start planning your exit. Start planning it. Like I said, do it for you.
I think I've already got it planned. I think I already knew all this. I just needed to hear it, like you said, from someone else, you know?
Yeah. Please reach out to me. I would love to keep in touch, especially after you leave. I want that update, Joanna. I want that update. I want that update of JJ. I am settled in my new place with my child, and I'm living my best life. Mark my words. I'm going to get that message from you. Yeah. I think he's going to leave the one you're at. I think he will leave. But I think eventually you'll get tired of staying there because of the memories and you'll want a fresh start.
Yeah, I'm already applying for a new start.
Yeah.
I've already got another place.
Really? Yana, I'm so proud of you, love. You got this. You totally got this.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome, love. Have a wonderful day. and take care. And please, again, reach out to me so we can keep in touch.
Will do.
All right, love. Take care.
I think.
All right, no problem. Bye-bye. Oh, guys. Some heavy readings tonight. Oh, my goodness. What is the deal? Huh? We're going to blame the eclipse. That's what we're going to do, right? Before I go, guys, I only have a few minutes left. I did want to do a little surprise. And just say a shout out to Ada and Kristen and who else is watching. Yes, Crystal. Hello, love. Hello to everybody. Yes, guys, if you are commenting live now on the Facebook feed, hi, hello, my lovelies. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Thank you again for joining me for the 15th episode. I cannot believe it. Oh my gosh. Remember, this weekend's card was indulgence. So we got to do what we need to do for us. We do. Guys, remember you can reach out to me for private sessions. I offer both tarot as well as evidential mediumship. I did also make a link tree. Your girl is moving up. Oh my gosh. I know I'm getting over, I don't want to quite call it my fear of tech. I'm just not quite savvy with it. I'm not. I'm a tarot chick, guys. Come on. My thing is cards. It's not computers. It's not. So, yes. And hello, of course, to my beautiful baby, Allie. I love you. Yes, baby, we did it. 15 weeks. Oh my gosh. But I just wanted to give a shout out to all of my stiggies. Yes, my stiggies. Guys, if you are on TikTok, please follow me at Mrs._Stiggy, STIGGI. We are having an absolute blast over there. Normally, I would say follow me at Tarot by Gmos, but apparently Mrs. Stiggy, that's where it's at, right? I know we are building our whole platform over there. I've been giving readings. It's been phenomenal. Spirit has definitely been with us. It's been an amazing week. It really has. You know, just I've been so blessed to be able to give these messages. You guys, thank you all for joining me tonight. Remember, at the bottom of your screen is a way to contact me, so definitely reach out to your girl. I would love to hear from you, regardless as to whatever you would like to book. I'm here and we can definitely discuss your needs. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. Take care, be blessed, and stay in the present, okay? Don't get too caught up in things, all right? I love you all. Be blessed.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Spiritual Connections with Psychic Medium Cindy. Psychic Medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3145. 24/7. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Spiritual Connection on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to the show, and I hope everybody's having a good day. And as always, I am happy to be here this evening. So I just wanted to talk about a few little things that are going on for those of you who listen to other psychics and certainly pay attention to what's happening astrologically. Like, we are in a portal today. It's April 4th, so we're in the 4/4 portal. There's a lot of talk about this eclipse season. There's a lot of talk about Mercury retrograde. And, you know, I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice about this. I feel that the best thing that you guys can do, like today up until about Tuesday or Wednesday, is just write out your intentions. Like, it's a new season. Like, we're in Aries season. We've got this opportunity now. Just, you know, what do you want your life to look like over the next year? Or what do you want it to look like this time next year? And I think if you do that, you get those intentions out to the universe. If they're meant to be for you, they will come in for you. If they're not meant for you, then they won't come in. Other things will come in. So don't fuss too much about it. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid of these astrological changes in the universe when they happen, because this is nature. We always have full moons. We always have new moons. We always have eclipses. And you know, if you look at it a positive way, good things will happen for you. So I just wanted to mention that, and we are going to get a caller, but before we do that, let's do a few cards for you guys. Take what resonates. I'm just going to pull 3 really nice fairy cards for you guys. See what the fairies have to say, because they're so beautiful, so gentle. And let's just see. Nice. Okay. So the first card, this is so fun. So the first card we have is holiday. The answers you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, holiday, or just a little getaway. So some of you may be planning holidays. You may be looking at summer. Like, we're in spring now. You're already thinking, hey, what are we going to do for the summer? But whatever you're going to do, you may find some answers there. The second one is, whom do you need to forgive? As you release old anger and resentment, you will find your wishes will come true. So, and this is kind of fitting actually for this sort of eclipse season, because it is about, eclipses are always about releasing and getting rid of things. But, you know, forgiving people is a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean that what the person did to you was correct or right. It just means that, you know, you're not going to carry that negativity around. And your last one is travel. So, I mean, you know, just reinforcing the first one about holiday. The second one is travel, or the third one. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in a positive way. So, for those of you that are planning a trip, or maybe spontaneously all of a sudden the trip is going to come about, it's going to be a good thing for you. So, nice. I love travel. I do. So, I'm excited for you guys. All right, so we have Maureen in Burlington, Ontario, who is on the line and ready. So, hi, Maureen.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
What can I do for you this evening?
Well, I'm going through a lot of changes, and I just wondered if you could give me some of your insight.
Okay, sure. So, do you want to just do you want to give me, I'm sorry, like, are you going through changes in, like, relationships, or are you moving, career? What's happening with you?
Family and work.
Family and work, okay. Well, let's do family first, see what's going on there. I'll pull a few cards, and then if we need to dig a little deeper, Maureen, we'll do that, okay?
Okay.
All righty. All right. Okay, Maureen. So this is your family one. So when it comes to your family, the first card I have for you is Stand Your Ground. So the number 7 is all about success. This is the number 7 card. And the universe has your back because it's also a purple card. So it's also a spiritual card. So whatever's going on with your family, you're going to have to be the one that, takes the stand and stands up for yourself. Okay.
Okay.
There isn't the obstacle that came up is foundations and achievements. And I know you can't see the card, but on the front of this card is actually a family in front of a house. So it does tell me that, you are going through some challenges with your family. I mean, just that card just verifies that, right? And maybe it is about, I don't know, are you going through a divorce?
No.
No. Okay, so maybe
No.
it just has to do a little bit with, the structure of the family in some way. So the guidance is another number 4, which is the authority card. And this would be like the emperor in the old tarot. And this guy is all about law and order and justice, but he's also about like building strong foundations, building a business. Then his other qualities are that he's strong and he's courageous and he's a leader. So goes really nicely with sort of your stand your ground. The advice from the universe is the partnership and alliances card, which tells me that you may need to get some support with some friends for what's going on with your family right now. Okay.
Okay.
Or, people you trust, maybe people in your family that you trust, that, you know what I mean, that you can, just kind of get some support from. Because whoever this person or people are in your life, in this card, you're like holding hands, like they are supporting you and guiding you. And the outcome is positive movement forward. So it is a number 8 card, which is all about abundance. And, in this card, you are actually like in a boat heading towards the sun. So whatever is going on, it is going to work out. And as bad as it looks right now, you actually are on the right path moving forward. So can I clarify anything for you with that?
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
That's good. Okay. All right. So the second one was career, right?
Right.
Okay. So are you currently working right now? Are you looking for a job or want to switch careers?
I'm working, but there might be a change in position, and
Okay.
I'm not sure whether I should stay or look for a different employment altogether. If I'm
Oh, okay. All right. That'll help me with the spread, because I'll do for that is I'll do 2 lines, like a line of you staying in this job, and then a line of what it looks like if you leave. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, they're not making it overly easy on me. But if I look at you staying in the job, right? The first card I have for you in that is the number 1, prosperity begins, which is all about like job and career and new opportunities and such, right? And the next one,
Right.
again, is it would be like a Pentacles card. Like, so yet again, it's red, it's all about career and finances and stuff. And this next one is recognition and reward. So you are recognized in your workplace. You know that, hey?
No, actually I don't.
You don't? Okay. Well, believe it or not, there's somebody that recognizes the hard work that you do, because your next card is material harvest, number 9, which is you reaping the rewards. Like, somebody is recognizing the hard work that you do, and you are going to be reaping the rewards for that. And the last card I have for you, Liz, is you staying is new beginnings. Do you think that there's a possibility that there may be a promotion for you?
Possibly, yeah.
Yes?
Possibly.
Yeah, I feel that there is, and I feel that you're not even realizing, like, somebody is watching you. Somebody knows. I don't mean that in a creepy way. It's like somebody knows how good you are at what you do. It is just not telling you for some reason. But if you leave, and this is where it gets interesting, if you leave, you have the spiritual support. The first card I have for you is spiritual strength. So you have the universe behind you. Like, if you decided to leave, they're going to take care of you. There would be a bit of patience and planning if you decide to leave. So that means if you left and you don't have another job right away to move into, there may be a little bit of a wait before you find something. And I think that the next card is emotional loss. And anytime we have a loss or a change in our life, or like I should not have a loss, but anytime we have a change in our life, or, we lose something, like, for instance, if you become gluten intolerant, you'll like more in gluten. So the next part is emotional loss, which is all about change. And it just means that if you leave, like, you will be a little bit sad. You'll be okay though, because your last card is the transformation card, which is all you, like, sort of for being a firm foundation, building yourself, but you would transform into something else. So the universe is, like I said, they are making it difficult. It looks really good if you stay, but if you, in your heart and in your gut, you decide to leave, you're going to do just fine too. I really believe that. Might be a little bumpy along the way, but eventually you'll get exactly what you want. Okay?
Okay, great.
I know that wasn't a great.
Thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
It was good. Actually, it was right on point. Okay, thank you
great.
so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me tonight. And if you want to contact me for a private reading, you can do that at psychicmediumcindy@gmail.com, or, follow me on Facebook at Psychic Medium Cindy, because I also do some free readings there too. And I'd love to do a reading for you. So everybody have a great rest of the night and a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next week.
TV, and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Astro Weather and Readings with Ashley June. Ashley June. Live from AshleyJune.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Astro Weather and Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, I am Ashley June, here with your Astro Weather for the week of April 10th to 16th. And this week, the big energy that we have is today, we have Mars, the action planet, and warrior, meeting up with Saturn, the teacher and taskmaster, in the sign of Pisces, the sign of creativity and imagination. So these two planets meeting up in this sign are starting a new story together of being able to take actions in the steps that you need to be able to complete your creative endeavors. So if there's something that you've been working on, or something that you've kind of had in your head that you've been, kind of daydreaming about, something new that you want to do, Mars and Saturn this week are going to give you the tools that you need to do to be able to take the actions necessary to complete those. We also have the moon meeting up with Jupiter and Uranus this week. So that can be, a moon is all about our emotions. Jupiter is about expansion, making things bigger, more intense. So there could be some intense emotions. And also when the moon is meeting up with Uranus, Uranus is the planet of surprise and change. So get ready for maybe some surprising, big changing emotions. Also, we have the Sun and Mercury meeting up. So the Sun and Mercury, our communication planet, meeting up in retrograde. This is going to be a little bit more of a spotlight on the retrograde. So if you've kind of been feeling like your communications are slowing down or you're having technical difficulties, just be ready for, maybe a couple more hiccups this week. And we are also going to be doing some readings today. Let's see what our energy card for the collective is today. The first thing coming up is pleasure for the collective. As a beautiful sacral chakra card, it's a beautiful woman just wearing this orange dress and just playing. So don't take things too seriously this week. All right. And I am ready for a caller taking calls. Jody. Hi, Jody.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. What is there that I can help you with today?
I'm not sure. Like financial.
Okay. Jody, something about finances?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Any specific?
Well, my luck. I've been told by a medium that I have a dark cloud over me.
Okay, let's see what I have coming in here. Jody and finances. Are you working currently, Jody?
I'm disabled.
Okay. So the first two cards that are coming up for you are money cards. The first card is the Nine of Earth. This is a beautiful card. It's about enjoying life's little luxuries. And then the next card that's coming up is the Five of Earth. And the Five of Earth is all about seeing here its fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others. Have you tried, both of these cards also indicate possible self-employment. Is there anything that you've been trying to do with self-employment by any chance?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. I'm not seeing a dark cloud around you. And what I'm seeing here is that there is fear about money. Or this one. Okay, the next card coming up for you is the Lover's card, but this is angel deck. This is Archangel Raphael. And Archangel Raphael is also the angel of healing. You can reach out to Archangel Raphael and ask for healing around money. So whatever this dark cloud is that you've been told about, call on Archangel Raphael to use his green ray and that green ray of healing, but also to bring money in for you and to heal whatever that wounding is. It's a fear about not having enough is what I'm seeing here. It's not something that's external. This is about a fear that you have of not having enough, not being able to have enough. And when we're in that vibration of fear, it can stop money from coming to us. The Lover's card is also about relationships. And with the five of Earth, the Five of Earth is about accepting help from others. So this relationship card and help from others, there is opportunity there for you to connect with others to be able to have abundance flow and prosperity come into your life. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Page of Water coming up for you. This could be, this is a new person possibly coming into your life, or a younger person coming into your life. Or a new relationship coming into your life. And with these other cards that are coming up for you, this could be a new person that might be able to help you.
Okay.
Yep, on the bottom of the pile, I have the Five of Fire. And that's just feeling bothersome details and conflict. And that's what I'm feeling that you're having with the financial situation. Those feelings of conflict and trying to turn around those feelings when they come up for you, and calling on Archangel. Okay. And then the next card that's on top of your deck, of the deck here, is the Magician card. This is overseeing your whole reading, and that's Archangel Raziel. And what this card and this energy that's coming up is that you do have the ability to manifest what you want to come into your life. And that is what I'm hearing. So focus on when those negative thoughts come in, to turn them around in your head. When you feel like I don't have enough, turn it into I always have enough. Money comes to me easily all of the time from all directions with love, or money and resources always come to me easily with love. Trying those new mantras, turning those things around and turning those feelings around, because you have the ability to manifest this in your life.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see, I got one more. It's something else. This is, I just pulled, this is from my St. Michael deck. And it's the 33 card. It's be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. So also with the energy and the planets and the stars, there's a lot of energy to be able to manifest your desires and to take steps in towards bringing into your life what you'd like to bring into your life.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you were wanting to know about, Jody?
I have a good relationship. I've been married 20 years, and my husband's really sick right now. And I know you're not supposed to ask questions like that, but we found out he could have treatment. He's getting chemotherapy. He has cancer of the lungs. It scares me. And I wonder if you get any vibes that it's good, or I know you can't,
So I think that's also in this reading here, because the Lover's card that came up for you, that's Archangel Raphael that came up for you. So I don't know if you've ever worked with angels before, but just calling on angels help everybody. And Archangel Raphael works with everybody as well. It doesn't matter what your faith is, what your practice is, he will work with everybody. He's the Archangel of the Green Ray, and he is known as God Heals, is what his name means. So this is, you're being told that Archangel Raphael wants to work with you, and call on Archangel Raphael. Maybe do a little research if you're a research type person who likes to read or anything, read more about him, but call on him and surround your husband in a green light and just call on Raphael for healing. Ask for angels of healing to come and to heal him. That's coming up here. But there is somebody that's going to, the Page of Water card too, there's somebody new that's going to come into your life. And I don't know, it could be, it's somebody who's going to help you, is what that's saying. Let's see if we pull another card. So a new person is coming, somebody that can help you.
Okay.
Let's see if there's another card about this question. This is a 7 of Fire coming up. Defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, and choose your battles wisely. This is all about, so whatever because this is also about your intuition. What's ever coming up with this situation with your husband, if there's anything that happens where you don't agree with what you're being told about his diagnosis or whatever it is that's going on with his health, make sure you're standing your ground on what you think is right and what needs to be done.
Okay.
Jody, thank you so much, and good luck and blessings.
Thank you. Okay, you have a good night.
Thank you. All right, and I'll finish up with another card from the collective. Manifestation card coming up for our collective reading today. This card is really cool. It looks like Merlin, and he is juggling lotus flowers of all of the colors of our chakras. And the manifestation card coming up is all about realizing that we have the tools already to manifest whatever it is that we want to bring into our life, and that we also have the tools to be able to shut down what we don't want to bring into our life. And it's realizing that we have the power inside of us and that we can do anything, that we are all magical beings. Let's see if I've got one more. And safe is coming up. This is a beautiful blue chakra card, and it has a bear sitting in a pond with everything going on in the world and all of the intense energies and intense conjunctions and squares going on in the sky. And we just got over some eclipses. Remember, to the collective, you are safe and you can manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. Thank you very much. I am Ashley June from ashleyjune.com.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Hallie Elise Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am excited and delighted to be here. I was just chatting with one of my producers who has me rolling with references to 70s, 80s, 90s music. He definitely is a DJ at heart and probably was an amazing DJ in his day. Actually, I'm thinking I have to have a conversation with him about that. I would introduce myself, but I think they said my name 30 times. In case you didn't hear it, it is Hallie Elise. And I truly am delighted and excited to be here this evening with you. Last week was my first week with A1R, and we had some weird glitches. Now, usually I have some glitches simply because that's me. Technology and I are friends, and I can be quite savvy at times. However, things go awry sometimes. We had the blackout. Well, actually not a blackout, not even a brownout. We had an eclipse, and I know everyone is familiar with that. It's pretty wild in respect to all the things that were said beforehand, all the things that were being said during, and here we are after. And I have to tell you, people that are highly sensitive were more inclined to have some sort of impact. I can say for myself, the day before, I had some anxiety. And it's really interesting because I'm one of these people that does not get anxious. I think I've been anxious, actually. I can tell you exactly. I've been anxious one time in my entire life where I actually felt anxiety. And it's fascinating to me because in my head, I always thought, well, if you have anxiety, we can go ahead and work with that. We can take deep breaths. We can work with certain tools. There's always a way to manage it. And I still believe that. However, personally experiencing it, wow, that's pretty wild. And feeling that just before the eclipse, the day before, that kind of threw me a little bit because it's not familiar to me. However, the things that I just mentioned, I did. I went ahead and I took deep breaths and I meditated. And I got quiet and I communed with nature. And I felt better. And then the day of the eclipse, it was as if someone said, sleep. Have you ever heard of the fairy tale where a child is born and she's supposed to stay away from the room where they sew? And there's a spinning wheel with a needle. She touches the needle and next thing you know, she's out cold. And that's because the spell was cast upon her. That's how I felt during the eclipse. I was out cold for 2 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. And so if you don't have an opportunity to call in while we're on air, be sure to leave some messages, and I definitely will get back to you. In the meantime, I believe we have Melissa from Winnipeg. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm well, thank you. Did you have a specific question that you wanted to address, or would you like me to just kind of give you what pops in, or both?
How about just what pops in?
Okay. It's interesting because I was just speaking about anxiety, and I won't say that you are specifically an anxious person, but I do get the sense that you often worry. And the best way for me to express this is not to say that you are a worrywart. However, I will simply say that you like to be prepared and you don't like to not know what's going to be happening. So for instance, if someone says to you, oh, tomorrow we're going to head out on a cruise, you need to know Where is the cruise going? Is it a safe cruise? Is the captain skilled? Those things are important. That said,
yes.
In life right now, it feels, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I just was confirming,
No worries.
yes.
Oh, okay. The overall feeling is right now, specifically, there is more of that in your life, more of that concern, more of that worry. And I was just mentioning, like I said a moment ago, about using certain tools that you can use to create a little more peace in your life. Perhaps in the morning, before you do anything, before you even get out of bed, you simply take some deep breaths. And when I say deep breaths, I don't mean the same type of breath that when we're speaking. I mean the breath that goes like this. You go. You take the breath through the nose, down the throat, into the chest, down into the stomach, into the abdomen. And you really fill yourself with that. And the reason I suggest this is because it actually creates peace. When you oxygenate like that, your cells wake up. They feel happier, more comfortable. Even more importantly, the breath is prana. It is that gift from the divine. It is that light that we have within us that is a big part of us. You cannot be taking a deep breath and enjoying that moment and be worrying about the same things at the same time. Something to consider. And I would even suggest, if you're open to it, not just first thing in the morning, but create a little habit for yourself so that you can do this throughout your day, several times a day. If you find that you're feeling overwhelmed, if you find that just that normal predisposition to ask a million questions because you're feeling uncomfortable, stop for just a moment and breathe. I mean, think about it. You can breathe at any point, at any time of the day. It's something that's with you, and it's something that's easy to do. And what I would recommend truly is at least 5 breaths, not 10 minutes, not an hour. You could do that. Just though to take the edge off and to start feeling as if you're more in control of your world, literally breathe. Okay, that was the first thing that popped. And I will say too, I feel as if a lot is going on in respect to relationships, not just relationship, but relationships, interpersonal relationships in your life. And I feel like that's part of also where this worry is coming from. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Breathe. That's the first thing. Second thing is literally ask yourself, do I know this to be true? And the reason I'm asking you to do that for yourself is because the overall impression is your mind is going like round and round and round and round about all the possible things that could happen. The only problem with that is the possible things that could happen that your mind is focused on aren't all the wonderful good things that could happen. Really give some thought to, do I know this to be true? Because you're actually quite intuitive for friends. You're intuitive when it comes to, especially animals. I feel like you have these wonderful instincts and knowing when it comes to animals, and you were able to relate very easily. If you start to apply that to yourself, you will find that you have all the answers you need. It's just shifting slightly. It's creating an embodiment of good versus an embodiment of worry. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Back to relationships. We sometimes, without realizing, create expectations about the people in our lives. Actually, most of the time we do that, unless we're really cognizant about what's going on. We do, right?
Yeah.
Take a moment and again, use that sentence that I mentioned earlier. Do I know this to be true? When your head goes to, he should already know this because how long have we been together? Or how many conversations have we had? Or how many times have I told him? Take the expectation out of it and ask yourself, do I know this to be true? And it goes to, do I know this to be true that this is something he should be aware of, that he should know. Because the feeling here is you're dealing with people that are bright, and yet, like you, their mind is going a mile a minute constantly. It's very difficult for somebody like that to be able to just go, okay, I got it. I'm paying all this attention to the person who's in the room with me. I've heard everything they say and I'm retaining it. It's more like I heard what they said and I'm going to remember it, and then they forget.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor, really and truly. Remind them, but with a heart. Remind them with ease. Remind them with a little sensitivity, not to take anything away from you, to add to you. If you can be a little more gentle with eliminating those expectations and qualify what your needs are a little bit better, you're going to find overall you are happier. Now, based on what we said, is there something specific that you want to address?
I'm not sure. Do you do like mediumship or?
Mediumship, I'm afraid I don't do. I don't speak to the other side.
You don't do that one?
Okay. It is. It's too much to talk to the other side.
Okay.
I will say that. Excuse me?
No, that's good. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because when I was a little girl, I heard a lot of voices, and it was this cacophony of sound in my ears. And I kept saying, no, 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 please stop, please stop. I mean, every day it was constant. And at some point it just stopped. And I thought, oh, thank you. The irony, when I was about 16, I went to this wonderful class about awakening your abilities. And I thought, oh, that would be cool. Let's go see what that's about. And one of the things they talked about was clairaudience, which is hearing the divine, hearing the other side, hearing your angels, hearing your guides. And I thought, oh, is that what that was? But I never quite got into it. I do, though, on occasion, when I'm sitting with someone, get a sense of a loved one. So, for instance, somebody could say something like, I miss my mom, and I get a sense of who they were, or I get a little message. However, I'm not a medium who says, oh, I see them and they're a silhouette and this is what they look like. That's really not my thing. I want to go back to what I said just one moment ago, which is you're very intuitive and you can actually speak to your loved ones by getting quiet, taking a moment and envisioning walking somewhere in nature and going down a beautiful path, knowing that when you get to the edge of the path or the end of the path, there's going to be a bench or somewhere to sit where you will meet your loved one and you can communicate with them. It takes a little bit of practice, but I believe you can do it because, again, I keep picking up that you have intuition. You just need to apply it to yourself. All right, my friend?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. We have another caller, Liz. I apologize. It flashed through the screen or on the screen, and I didn't catch where you were from. Ah, Wisconsin. Yay. Okay. We're in the U.S. How are you?
Wisconsin. Yes, ma'am.
Were you looking for a specific answer to something, or do you want me to just share what comes through?
Yeah, just share what comes through, please.
Okay. I hear money, 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 money.
That's the truth, really.
That's an area that really you are attentive to in this moment, and it's more that uncomfortable feeling. And I don't want to say that you have zero, because that's not the case. However, I get the sense of concern and wanting things to shift. We're in, what are we in? We're in May? No, we are in April. Wow. Okay, I'm skipping a month. So April, so May. I will say by mid-May, going into third week of May, you should start to see a nice little change in respect to finances. However, your actual cycle, and when I say cycle, this has nothing to do with astrology. It has to do with you personally. There's starting in May, but going into, I'll say, by the 8th of June. I don't know why that's specifically, but I'm hearing 8th of June. By 8th of June, you open a door to a different cycle, which has to do with things coming easier when it comes to finances, things coming easier in respect to overall abundance, things showing up that you didn't expect. Think of it as your good luck period. So again, thinking June 8th is kind of the onset of that. And I'm getting June, July, going into probably the first week of August. So June 8th through, I'd say about August 5th from what I'm sensing. This is your money time. This is a time to make magic happen. If you need to get that new car, this is the time to get it because you'll get it at the best price. If you are considering selling your property, this is the time to do it. If you want to switch careers, again, the time to do it. Bottom line, if you can hold on a bit, you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how things start to turn. The onset is next month, but the cycle itself begins in June.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
Okay.
All right, you hit the nail on the head.
Thank you. Thank you. The other part of this, though, and I'm going to just put this out there, it's always up to you if you accept what I'm going to say or not. But I would really strongly suggest sitting down and thinking about, actually write it down. What are your expenditures? Write it all down, whether it's $2,000 a month, $4,000, $8,000, $3,000, it doesn't matter. And then look at those things and ask yourself, how much more would you like to make? So let's use $2,000 as just an arbitrary number, right? Let's say your expenses every month are $2,000 and you've been making $1,900, and that creates problems because you're really not relaxing. You're taking care of things, but it creates a little bit of anxiety, right? Funny, anxiety comes up twice tonight. All right. Look at that number, recognize that's what's needed, not wanted, but needed. And then decide what's the number that you want. And I will say be realistic. And what I mean by that is you can say, okay, I'm making $1,900 and what I want to make is $15,000 a month. And that could be something to work towards. However, if you say that, your mind is really not going to believe it. Because your subconscious mind is going, no, we barely are making that 19. What are you asking for? And there's a contradiction. Instead, look at it in respect to being reasonable. What I mean by being reasonable is if your goal is $2,000 to just take care of your needs and you're making 19, it's uncomfortable. And yet you're still managing. What is it that would actually make you comfortable? Find a number. Perhaps it's $2,400 a month. Or $2,500 a month, and then sit down and write down what you would do with that additional money. If you can, do this before June 8th, because I feel like you'll kind of get your mind into the condition where you start focusing on what you're expecting and what you're looking forward to versus what you feel that you're trying to fix.
Right. That makes total sense.
Because I get the sense that so much of your time, honey, is on how am I managing? That's hard. And it makes you feel bad. I mean, really, nobody wants to sit and feel like, oh my gosh, no matter what I do, I'm juggling, because you feel like you're not empowered. And it's not fair.
Yes, most definitely.
Take a look then, seriously, write it down. And the reason I say write is because it comes from the divine through you, through your heart, into your hand, and you actually put it on paper where you have something solid to connect with. It's not just airy-fairy in your head. It's number, it's a feeling, it's a vibration that you start to put out into the world. And again, it creates a stronger focus for what you desire versus what you're trying to manage. And I'm not suggesting that you don't continue to manage. Of course, that's important. You have to take care of things. Eating is good, electric is good, all that fun stuff. However, you should also be honoring you, which means doing some nice things for you. On that paper, in addition to writing down what you would do with extra, ask yourself, what can I play with now? And maybe it's $1. And even if it's only $1, when's the last time you chewed bubble gum and blew a bubble?
Right. Exactly. Long time ago.
right? A long time, a couple of years.
Yes.
The idea is do something for you that lifts your spirit so that you're feeling, even if you're only spending a small amount, you're not feeling as if, oh my gosh, I'm jeopardizing myself more. Do that until you start to see this additional money coming in that we're talking about. And again, I'm going to remind you, anything that you want to sell, this is the right period of time to do it. This is, starting from, again, June 8th. It's the right time. Don't second guess yourself. Really pay attention to what it is that you'd like to get. And again, why? Ask yourself, is it something that's going to make you happy? Are you doing it because you have to? Or are you doing it because it's going to bring you joy?
Right.
Makes sense, right?
Most definitely, yes. Thank you so very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Keep in mind, too, that you have more power than you've given yourself credit for.
Okay, thank you.
Truly.
Makes sense.
And I'm not saying that just to say saying it because I feel it. I feel like when it comes to other people, you stand up for them. It's like you're the one who says, all right, get out of the way. You're bothering my friend or you're hurting somebody I care about, right?
Yep, you're right.
You're not defending you enough, honey. And I'm not suggesting you go to fisticuffs where you actually have to hit somebody. I do believe, though, you should allow your power to come up more. Not in a hard way, not in a nasty way, just listening to that strength of them. Say that one more time, huh?
Just in a politeful way. I get it totally, because you're absolutely right.
Okay, good. So you have talents, you have skills, you have power, you have intuition. Grab a hold of all those things and use them. They are there to serve you.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions, Em?
No, you hit the nail on the head, like I said. That describes me to a T in the situation.
Okay. Awesome. Well, remember to get to writing.
Yes, I'm doing that as soon as we get off the phone. Thank you again so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you for calling in. Bless you too. I love that. I love when I get to share information with someone that is not just about what's coming. It is also about how you can make a difference in your own world. Too often we are in, I'm going to call it a limited structure. We have a house that we live in and we see that as the environment that we live in. And perhaps we look at it as, well, that's what we can do. That's what we can afford, or that's all we deserve. And when we have a certain mentality, it's very difficult to step beyond. We can look at our neighbor and go, wow, their house is 3 times as big. And it would be really nice to live in a house like that. Oh, but that's not going to work for me. The truth is, anything that pops into your head, it's a thought that you think, it is a consequence of your environments. Is it a consequence of your soul? Or it is a consequence of what you're supposed to do? Meaning random thoughts aren't really random thoughts. And I'll give you a real funny, I'm not sure if I shared this last week or not, but if I did, it's okay to share again because I just find it a hoot and you might enjoy it. I had a client sitting with me and no joke, as soon as she sat down, I heard the words peanut butter. I'm thinking, peanut butter? Why am I hearing peanut butter? I am not going to tell her peanut butter. And in my head, as I'm giving her a reading and I'm talking with her, I'm also speaking to my higher power, to the divine, the cosmos, saying, yeah, peanut butter, I'm not sharing this. And I'm hearing peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, as if there's this booming voice inside of my head going, peanut butter. And as I'm hearing peanut butter, I'm also seeing flashing lights in my head. Words peanut butter, neon lights flashing. And I'm thinking as if I have 3 minds at this point. I'm having this conversation with the client, giving them intuitive guidance. I'm hearing the word peanut butter, and I'm telling the universe, are you kidding me? At the same time, I have these lights flashing. Peanut butter. We get finished with the reading. And I say to her, I'd like to tell you something, if I may. She says, sure. What does the word peanut butter mean to you? Or do you know what it means? She starts laughing hysterically, so much so she almost falls out of her chair. I'm thinking, okay, she definitely knows what peanut butter means. And she says to me, do you want to know what it is? Yes. Do you feel like sharing? Yes. Well, we have a couple of kids. Peanut butter is our code. Thinking for a moment, code? She says, to go in the bedroom. And we haven't had very much peanut butter in a while. Funny, yes? All right. What I said before, as far as those random thoughts that pop in, they're not random. They come from somewhere. And oftentimes, a random thought is actually an intuitive message. Next time you're out somewhere and you're having a conversation, you're engaged in what's going on, and for some reason, something really funny pops in. Maybe it's, a hot dog taking a walk down a beach. That would be really random, right? Ask yourself, what does hot dog represent to me? Ask yourself, what does walking down the beach represent to me? And then ask yourself, is there something that I need to do with this in this moment? You might just surprise yourself. I hope you enjoyed this evening. I'm having a ball. I do want to let you know how to contact me. Of course, here in the world of Facebook and on all other social media, just look for Hallie Elise. You can reach me via my website, which is HallieElise.com. That's HallieElise.com. You're welcome to call the office, and that's 561-755-2166. Once again, that's 561-755-2166. I mentioned social media. I'm kind of all over the place. If you forget, though, feel free to just Google for, what's the other one? I know there's a new one that doesn't track you when you're online. Whatever that one is. And then there's Bing and there's Yahoo. You'll find me there. I've been around for a while, at least a good 45 years. And then some. Otherwise, I'll have to tell you my whole age, right? Thank you again for tuning in this evening. I am Hallie Elise. I really, truly hope you had a lovely time joining me. And if you were tuning in for the very first time, keep in mind, I've been on the air on and off for over 20 years. And I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy you calling in. If you're waiting to find out, should I call or not? Do. Give us a call next week, and I look forward to connecting with all of you. I wish you a beautiful, blessed night, and I will say it one more time, HallieElise.com. You can find out more information about me. There's some photos there with some people you might know. And thank you. Good night.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Under Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all doing well. My name's Mary. I'm your host for today. Every week, I do a 3-card pull, and today I've chosen another 3 cards. So just take a moment to focus on whether you're drawn to the first card, the second, or the third. The first card that I have already done before the show, for the purpose of saving time, is sensitivity and strength. So this card is a lot about really looking within yourself, and if you do have a situation around you that you need to address, to kind of like look within, have a bit of a think about how to approach it. If you're used to, if it's part of your personality to have a kind of like a knee-jerk reaction to things, it's just like just kind of reining that in and just see how you can approach it for the best result for everybody, all right? This is coming through like a little bit of a soul lesson for you as well. And when we do that, it kind of lifts everyone's vibration for a greater outcome for everybody. And it's not just about your situation. This is about your spiritual development as well. So approaching things and doing things in a different way than what maybe you're normally used to, and just sort of moving forward with yourself around that. If you've chosen card number 2, this is about your ancestors. And this is like whatever you are focusing on right now that needs your attention, ask Spirit to assist you. But this is not just asking your loved ones, like, you know, if you have parents, siblings, friends that have crossed over, not just asking them, asking for ancestors or any loved ones that have gone through something similar to step forward and guide you. Even if you don't see them, they're still around us, guiding us, bringing the right people in for us. So if you have a physical ailment, ask for somebody, you know, that might be something you've inherited that other family members have had in the past. Ask for them to step forward and guide you. They've experienced it and they're there to assist you with that. So whatever it is, if you maybe you have somebody in spirit that you don't know that might have been great with bookwork or finances and you're struggling with that, ask them to assist you with that. So don't be sort of like, you know, mum, dad, grandparents, you know, help me. Ask them to help bring an ancestor forward that can assist you better than maybe they know, all right? If you pick the third card, this is the card of prosperity. This is money coming in. It could come in a big form. It can also come in kind of like dribs and drabs. So it's like a constant drip of money in this area, that area, and so forth. It can also come in inheritance or a payout. I don't know, you know, if I'm from Australia, so sometimes, you know, employees will get a payout, a big chunk of money to leave their job. And if a company is restructuring or just sort of getting rid of staff. All right, so it could come in the form of that as well. So just see how it comes in for you. Okay, now I do have a caller. I believe I've got Colette on the line. Colette, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Colette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
I was trying to get a reading on, I've been going through something for, it seems like 2 years now. And I'm just, it's the next 3 months I'm wondering about what's coming up, and if my mom's around or I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, there is a spirit around, so I'll see if that is your mum. It is a female spirit, and this spirit looks quite frail, and she's showing me that she was coughing up blood when she was alive and when she was at her worst stage. So I don't know if this is from like a treatment and that the coughing of blood is that, or whether it was part of her condition, her ailment that was bringing that up. Does that resonate with you at all?
Not right now, but I'll write it down. I have to go through some papers, I guess. That's not mom though, but it could be another,
Yeah, this woman, I can't, because she's got her head sort of bowed forward, so I can't see her face very well, but it could even be like a grandmother or an aunt or so, a great aunt or something. So because her hair looks quite well groomed, even though she's not well. So I can't see her face, but she has come forward with messages, right? First of all, the message for her is that she's feeling very light and happy now. So how she was then, she's no longer like that. She also is coming in saying that she wishes that she knew then what she knows now. And she's saying just be patient, all right? This woman is definitely for you. Okay, and she's saying just be patient with everything and don't overlook the little things. So, there's a lot of little moments that give us big moments when they all add up, big moments of happiness, all right? She's also saying don't quit, you're not a quitter. And she's saying I didn't raise you to be a quitter. So this woman definitely knows you. Okay, does that make sense for you? If you don't recognize the spirit, does the message make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay, I do feel like there's new beginnings and new opportunities coming for you. I'm also getting that you need to watch your money. You need to budget around your money and be more disciplined around that. I keep hearing like wishes coming true, dreams coming true. So there's a lot of happiness and fulfillment coming your way as well. I'm also seeing some arguing and fighting, like or just even mild disagreements where people can be weighing in on your situation, but it's unwanted or you don't agree with it. Does that make sense for you?
Excuse me, yes.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just coughing. Excuse me, I'm listening.
I was like that before the show, and I was hoping I wouldn't cough during my reading.
I know. I just took a sip of something. I hope it stops. Oh, goodness.
The other thing I'm getting is like independent wealth coming your way. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, that's great. Definitely better than the other stuff. Definitely better than watching my money. But I mean, I always watch the money.
Yeah, you need to watch your money in order to get all this independent wealth. All right.
Exactly.
It's not just about being tight with your money. It's about watching where you put your money. So you've got money to invest it or build on something financially if you need to. Whereas if you're frivolous with your money, an opportunity comes up and you need money, you won't have it. So it's just kind of like a bit of a rainy day thing. Save and see what comes up if you need it. You are, I'm seeing in my third eye too, the Wheel of Fortune card. So this card is like represents cycles too. So it's like the end of something and changes. All right. So the chance to have better opportunities and things to change in the way that you want them to come. Have you been either hasty in making decisions in the past, or you haven't been adventurous with opportunities that have come? I'm seeing like a little mixture of that. Does that make sense for you?
Not really. Not really.
Okay, all right. Well, just have a look. Maybe it's something that might come up for the future. So just if an opportunity comes up, don't just let it go. Even if it's something that maybe you don't gravitate to straight away, do a little bit of research around that and see if that's something that aligns with you. I do see, I know you mentioned it before, but I do see the stalemate like around you. Have you been sitting on the fence towards making any decisions? Because I'm just seeing you not wanting to make a decision or holding back or not wanting to see what's forward for you.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of things. Well, it's not making the decision. It's just, I guess, being stifled a little bit.
Feeling stifled?
Yeah, like that. I can't put it into better words, but yeah, I guess that's one way to call it.
Fine. Yeah, no, that's fine, because that makes sense for me. I'll see what else comes up. Oops, hang on. Just had a card fly out, so that will be for you, so I better grab it. All right. This is coming up also. Have you got, or this, when I get this card, it can be two things. So one of them is like, are you in a relationship at the moment?
No.
Okay. In your past relationship, were you suspecting any cheating or any third-party involvement in that?
No, I wasn't.
No? Okay. All right. Because this comes up two ways when I get this card, or it's like a reunion for friends. You're meeting up with friends, catching up, or you need to do that more in your life. So it's one of those. Does that make sense for you?
I guess it could be. Yeah, that would.
Okay. Well, then make an effort. See what comes up in your friendship groups with family, and enjoy your life more. Go out and do that. If the cheating doesn't make sense because it's coming up with like somebody else coming in your life. All right, like a friend.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Psychic Path on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I am Suzanne. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am here to give a reading. I am a clairvoyant and a light trance medium, and I see past, present, and future, and I also speak to past loved ones. So yes, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well and feeling loved and okay. This is what we want. So yes, I'm on A1R Psychic Radio. I can be reached at www.psychicpass, like right there, and just let me know what you think if you browse around my website. And if you have any ideas that come to mind that you might want on the website or want on Facebook, please let me know. I just appreciate you guys so much for calling in and for listening. This is a really good thing. So I hope that you take advantage of all the wonderful readers that are here. I am in Minnesota, but location doesn't stop the reading from being great. I can be as clear as a bell if you're in Australia or Canada. I'm available. We have Charlene in Deer Lake, Canada. Hello.
Hi.
What a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yes. How can I help with, what can I help with tonight?
I was really sure what I was calling for. Like, anybody has a message for me, or is there like chapter's gonna go? I don't know.
Okay. Let me see what comes through. Let me check. There is a gentleman that is trying to come through. He doesn't seem like an old person. He feels like maybe at the most 50s.
Okay.
I think he's on your mother's side. He's watching over you. His passing had something to do with water, is what I'm getting. He's coming in so that you can ask your mother. His message to you is that he's always watching over you, but I think he's a friend of your mother's.
Oh, okay.
Also, I feel like you're a very positive person, but I feel like with your attitude, you have a really good, optimistical attitude. But I do feel like you're going through some trials and tribulations or some questions. How old are you? Are you in your late 20s?
No, I'm actually 39.
Okay. Also 42. I was wondering about the Saturn return. It feels like you're going through a time where you are questioning, have you done the things that you were supposed to do? Are you where you wanted to be? Are you the person you want to be? A lot of identity questions are happening for you. And I think they've just started. I think that you've got a ways to go before it really settles in as something important. But I feel that is something that you are going through. Also, something has made you feel like you've lost footing on your goals or what you want. It feels like somebody
Yeah, my
pulled the rug
son's
over you or
dad,
something. Go
yeah,
ahead.
my son's dad
Okay.
passed away about a year ago.
Okay. And that's brought you all these questions. I am so sorry for your loss.
Hey.
Let me see if I can contact your son.
Oh no, it's my son's father.
Oh, did he die by water? Because the only guy I see is with water.
On a Skidoo accident, but it wasn't like on water.
Okay. I'm not getting the message. I'm not getting the message from him, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
It feels like what I'd say is unfinished business. If you can call in and ask for a different reader, but I feel like there's a lot of things that he's working through right now on himself. He has a lot of self-reflections and lessons that he needs to deal with. And that's what I think that that's what he's doing right now. Because no, he's not coming through. And I am so sorry for that. But I can't make a person come through.
No, I know.
Or if that person is your son's father, I feel like he just wanted to sneak in for a minute and leave. Like he didn't want to have a full-blown conversation. So you can try later. But I really want you to know that Spirit is watching you and taking care of you, and they see that some things that feel like they've been shaken up, and that you do have a lot of questions, but they're saying that your wisdom is going to come through really soon, and you're going to be okay. You're going to do just fine. And your optimism is one of your superpowers. It feels like you're the light. You're a light for a lot of people around you. You know. I hope I'm making sense.
A little bit, yeah. I have a lot of kids, so
that'll do it. But you know, you keep up. You have such an optimism, and maybe it is those kids that keep you very, very optimistic. I just want you to know, Spirit just thinks that optimism is your superpower. And when you got a lot of kids, you do need to keep a certain attitude. So maybe that is it. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, that's fine. Will I be moving?
No. Okay, let's see. No, hang on a second. Do you have a place in mind? Because I do see a move, but I don't see it's going to be quick. It's not going to be in the next 3 months. Maybe 6 months to a year, I see a move. And I do see a big move. It's a big move. But it's somewhere you want. It's definitely somewhere you want to be. And Spirit is telling me that where you live now, you don't quite like the energy. You don't like the energy of where you are. Are you affected about your surroundings?
Yeah.
Because they're saying you want to move, and that where you are now is not. It's not positive. It's not a positive place. So Spirit does understand, and you will be moving, and it is a place that you want. It's not like you have to move there. It's somewhere that you really like. And the energy will be better, and I think you'll be a lot happier there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling me and letting me do my reading and allowing me to share. Yes, you have a good rest of your weekend, okay? Or your week.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining and calling and listening. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker, live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. 7. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is your time to shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are having a fantastic week. And for those of you who were in the line of the solar eclipse, wow, that was magnificent. I watched it on TV and was mesmerized by just the power of the universe. It was amazing. Here in Portland, it was cloudy, but it broke just ever so slightly so that you could see just a small smidge of the moon and the sun crossing paths. And it was fantastic. Of course, I didn't have my glasses, so we were not looking at it for very long, just enough to grab a quick glimpse of it as it went between clouds and the fog here in the Pacific Northwest. And so, but it was magnificent to see on TV, and so many of you who were in the line of totality, you got a fantastic show, an amazing show. And some of the things that they were talking about, how in the pure darkness, all of the nighttime insects would start coming out. So it's really amazing how, all of the animals and nature, really revolve around that. They don't have clocks, they don't have watches, but they know, right? They know when it's time to wake up. They know when it's time to go to bed. It's absolutely fascinating to me. So it was just amazing to be a part of that and to be able to have it televised. Because, 20 years ago, that sort of thing wasn't televised. And definitely farther beyond that, it wasn't. So I have been lucky and blessed to see two and experience one in person in my life. And that was just amazing. In 2017, we had it here in Portland, Oregon, and it was fantastic. So lots of energy, huge energy, things coming up for people with the eclipse energy. And so now as we're on the downhill slide of that, things are starting to get back to a little bit more normal type of environment. So if you were having trouble sleeping, if things and issues were coming up for you, all the reason, because it was brought up to be seen again and to be dealt with. So over the weekend, though, I got the pleasure of doing a class with a gal. I think she's in the Midwest. I could be wrong. Maybe she's in New York. She might be in New York right now, but she is a spoon bender. And you ask, wow, what is that? She literally uses energy and, of course, her hands, but usually using the energy and the power of her mind to easily bend spoons. And I thought it was very intriguing. So I signed up for her class on Sunday night. And I went down to Goodwill and I grabbed some spoons and I cleared them energetically, make sure that no one was still attached to them who wasn't going to allow me to do this, and sat down. It was an hour and a half class. There were about 20 people in the class. And she is just talking and explaining, each one of us is different as far as how we come to the point of being able to use that energy and bend the spoons. And it took probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And, the first thing was, to ask the spoon if it wanted to be bent. And one out of my 4 spoons said yes. So I worked with that spoon for 40 minutes To no avail. I wasn't getting it to bend. So I thought, well, I'm going to try another spoon. So I asked one of the other spoons, do you want to bend? And I got yes. So I started playing with the energy of it, and I could literally feel the spoon heating up in my hands. It was the craziest thing. And as she's talking and I'm listening, and she's talking so that it occupies your conscious mind, so that your subconscious mind can go to work and bend the spoon. So pretty soon, all of a sudden, it literally felt like the spoon was melting in my hand. And I thought, And I heard, do you want to bend the spoon? And I answered, yes, I want to bend this spoon. And it just started to bend. And I looked down and I literally was bending this spoon, this metal spoon. It was crazy. And as I did that, I picked up the other spoon that I couldn't bend, that I'd been working on for like 40 minutes. And I asked it, I said, are you ready to bend? And it was like, oh yeah, let's do this. So then it was just so easy. It was just like butter. And I bent that spoon. Now that spoon was a little bit thicker, so that amazed me even more. But for those of you who can see the video, here is my spoon. And I even did a little twist in this one. It was just the craziest thing. And here's the spoon that I worked with for 40 minutes and finally was able to get it to bend. So why am I telling you this? Well, besides the fact that it was just pure fun, this spoon I've been keeping at my desk. Why, you ask? Because it's a reminder to me that anything and everything is possible. And yes, you hear this from everybody all the time. Everything is energy. Everything is possible. You can manifest everything, right? But how many of you out there are just a slight bit skeptical? And you're like, yeah, I'm not really sure about that, right? So for me, it was like, this was the proof that anything is possible, that our minds are so powerful beyond anything that we can imagine. And the energy that runs through our body, that we connect to with all things every day, spoons, trees, animals, plants, our clothing, our cars, everything is energy, and we can connect with it. We just have to be able to sit down and take that moment to really go into that space of calmness and quieting the mind and feel that energy. And that's what it took for me to bend the spoon, is to find that energy, to feel that energy, to feel the space, as they say, in between the molecules, to be able to find that point where you could bend the spoon. So I've had a couple frustrating weeks at work. And so this week I've kept this at my desk. And every time I feel that frustration come on, I'm like, nope. Anything and everything is possible, right? And it automatically shifts me and puts me into a different space. And so what I am imploring to you is to find that thing that gives you that power back, right? That says, oh no, everything is possible. And I know this because of this. So what is your spoon? What is your little piece that reminds you when you start to feel a little frustrated, that reminds you, no, this is possible. Everything is possible. So I implore you to find that within yourself. Maybe you don't even have to have a spoon, right? Maybe you can just feel it and you can call upon it within yourself. So I implore you to do that. Whenever you're having a frustrating day and you're thinking, oh, this just isn't going to work, right? We all get those days. We're human. We're supposed to have those days, right? But then we're also supposed to be able to bounce back from it and grab your spoon and say, no, everything and anything is possible. So what do I need to know? So I hope that you can find your spoon to give you that little boost that you need. And if you want to know more about the spoon bending, you can reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. You can also reach me there for any type of reading or healing, and I will contact you and we will set something up. It's fantastic that way. All right. Well, right now we are going to head to the phone lines. We have Lucy in Michigan. Good evening, Lucy, and welcome to Your Time to Shine. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Okay.
What can I do for you this evening?
There's a few things. I'm going through quite a bit because I broke my elbow and I had surgery on March 14th, and I was just, wondering if I'm going to heal soon, or how kind of what my condition is.
Okay, wow, that sounds brutally painful. My goodness. Yes, let me check in here really quick. And as I do that, there's just going to be a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back to help you, okay? All right.
Okay.
Okay, Lucy. What I'm being shown is this point in your life. Was this your dominant arm that you had?
No, it's not my dominant.
Okay, so it's not your
left arm.
Okay. What they're showing me is this is about flexibility and being flexible in life. And so what they're showing me is that because of this, you're looking at things through a different lens, how you do things, how you show up in life. And so they're saying, yes, you're going to heal just fine. And
good.
and things are fine. I see angels around you. I see how they are working to heal your elbow. And they're saying, the bigger portion of this is to remain open and to remain flexible. I just keep hearing the word flexibility, flexible.
Oh, that's good.
So it's, things that happen always teach us something, right? And so, so it's about just looking at your life and saying, where are the areas of my life that I may not be very flexible right now? And then taking a look at those to see how you can shift that to be more flexible.
Right.
Hold on, they're I'm trying to discern what they're showing me. Hold on.
Okay.
So they're showing me like a tennis racket, or I don't know if it's a tennis racket, might be ping pong, but they're showing me a racket. where, where you're using your hand and you're using it to swing. So, I don't know if that's a literal sense. Like if you are, before this, if you were playing tennis, or if it's something that intrigues you and that you're going to pick this up after the fact. But they're showing me like this swinging motion and being in motion and going and going forward with it. Right. Does that make sense?
I know I'm not into tennis, but I did play ping pong a long time ago, and actually it sounds fun.
Ping pong is great. I love ping pong. I don't get to play it. I don't get to play it very often. But what they're showing me is that playfulness in life too, right? Doing things that light you up, that bring you the joy, and bringing back almost like that kid, right? Finding that kid within you again and going, I wonder what I could do, right? Because so much of the time we limit ourselves with our mind and our brains, and they're saying, no.
Yeah, we do.
No. Yeah, and it goes back to the flexibility, right? They're circling me back to, yes, this is about that flexibility piece of it. So just being open to what is coming in your way.
Right. That's true.
Because if... Go ahead. Yes. No, go ahead.
Oh, and I was wondering too about like relationships, because I've been having I'm very independent, so I like living on my own, but I have a hard time liking everyone. I mean, not everyone, but I have a hard time finding that connection. When I meet someone, so I'm just like, it's like, I don't know. I just was wondering because if I can find a connection soon, because I've been single for a while, but just having a hard time finding a connection with someone.
Again, it's funny. They're circling me back again to being open and flexible. It's like there's almost a part of you that's holding back. That is not allowing yourself to have that connection. They're showing me that it's past wounds, possibly, that's holding you back.
What was that?
It's past wounds.
Oh, that's true.
Wounds, yeah. So, or past hurts, right? Being hurt in either a relationship or, it could have even been a friendship, right? But there's some level there that you're just not allowing yourself to have that true connection and open up to somebody. So until you're kind of ready to do that, and it's great to be independent, and you can still, what they're showing me too is that it's like it's black and white for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The independent versus the relationship. Well, I have to give up my independence if I'm in a relationship, right? So they say it's about blending and letting there be the gray areas, okay? Because that's what's going to open you up to that connection and to that relationship. Because you can. You can find that right person that's going to let you be independent and say, well, I'm going to do this, or, I need to go read my book. I need to go be in my space for 30 minutes and I need to rejuvenate and reset. And you just need to be able to find that type of a person that understands that. And that's that connection, right? And so it's just allowing yourself to have that. On some level, you don't believe that that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So it is reminding yourself that, yes, it is a possibility. There is that person out there who will also need their own space and time. And even if they don't, for someone to come in that says, yes, I understand that you need 30 minutes to yourself when you come in from work, or, you know, if you've had a busy day. And I'm willing to give you that, right?
Right. Right.
So feel into that energy of what that would feel like for you, right?
Right.
That's kind of that
Yeah, 'cause
manifestation.
I like to have things in common, you know, with the person. Like, I don't believe in opposites attract. I mean, it just doesn't work for me, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So
I don't want to have to change my lifestyle. That's the problem, you know.
Well, and absolutely, you shouldn't have to change your life for somebody else, right? It should just flow, right? So feel into that energy. Look at it as if that person is standing in front of you. What would you do? How would you guys talk to each other? What would that feel like? Right? And start thinking that's part of that manifestation process, right?
Yeah.
And then release it. Go, okay, yep, that felt great. Wow, okay. Go about your day. The next day, maybe you think about something different of how that relationship would be, right? And then you then you release that and let that go, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
They're saying they're saying that you're almost there. That you're almost there.
Oh,
you
really?
just have to release just a little bit more and let yourself relax around it all. And it will happen. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to decide too what job I'm going to get, because I can't list, you know, so like May, so now I can't decide. You know, I have a couple jobs lined up, but I don't know. I'm just having a hard time, you know, deciding what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's a time for you right now just to be in that space of healing and allowing your body to heal and do what it needs to do to repair, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, fantastic. Is there anything else that I can help you with this evening?
Oh, that should be good. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank
you.
That
was fun too.
All right. Next, we have Sherry in Connecticut. Good evening, Sherry, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you, and thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. What can I do for you this evening?
Okay. What I'm going to ask is if you see any changes coming for me in any area of my life would be okay.
Okay. Perfect. Let me just tune in here really quick, and I'll be right back with you, and there'll just be a little moment of silence as I do that, okay?
Sure.
Okay, Sherry. Wow. Okay, so what I'm seeing is like I'm standing there and I'm like going, okay, what's to my left? What's to my right? Oh, wait a minute. What's over there? What's over there? It's like it feels like all of the things that you've been asking for, all of the changes. It's like you focused on one or two things and they didn't materialize. So you went, okay, and then you focused on a couple more things. And now it's like the universe is going, hey, wait a minute. We've been working on these behind the scenes, but they're all now coming together at the same time. And it could feel a little overwhelming because you're going to feel like they're coming at you from every direction, which is fantastic, which is great, right? Because the changes are going to be good, but they could be overwhelming because they're all going to be kind of happening around the same time. So what they're saying is just take one thing at a time and focus on it. And then take the next thing and the next thing and like break them down into manageable pieces, if you will. Because I think that you're going to get a little bit of whiplash. It's going to be like, wow, where did that come from? Wasn't prepared for that. And they're showing me that that's when change happens, right? Is when we're not looking for it, right? We're comfortable in the things that we're doing. And so it's going to push you out of that comfort zone a little bit. But remember, these are the things that you've asked for. So, you know, they're all the good things that are coming up. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Because I'm at a point in my life where, I've been alone for 8 years, and I took a little chance, because if you don't make yourself vulnerable to someone, you take a chance when you do that to get hurt or not. Do you know what I mean? And,
yes.
I was talking to somebody for about a year, and we finally, spent a little bit of time together, but he kind of pulled the rug out from under me. He stole something in my apartment before he left. And I was just shocked, because I thought we had something really good between us. And, and it's like I said, if you don't open yourself up to people, you'll never find anybody. So, after all the time I've been alone, I take a chance and it ends up not being good, So that kind of set me back a little bit,
Right.
So, when I meant by change, anything that's good, even in relationship, do you think that what you're saying is different things are going to be happening? Is it going to be in like most areas of my life, or maybe just a certain area of my life?
It feels like there's change coming from multiple areas of your life. And also I'm hearing, what happened between you and that person, what that did is it showed you that you could open up, right? Because it's taken you this long to actually open up. So they say, you know what? You need to continue to do this, to continue to open up, because that's how you're going to find that person that comes into your life, that brings you guys together. And so because you had this experience, don't like put all of your, your cards down and say, oh, I'm not going to do that again because of this situation. So they're asking you to look beyond that. Okay. Sherry, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I would love to talk with you more, but I do have to say goodnight.
Okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. You too. Bye-bye.
Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you for joining in this evening. Find your spoon, okay? Find your spoon. And we will see you again next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D, for this segment. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So, and we saw the eclipse. So for me, I didn't see the eclipse. It was it was nighttime when it was happening here, and I was also in bed. But I'm over in America and other parts of the world, you get to see it. It would be a really good thing to see. Anyway, so what's happening for this week coming up with the astrology? We do have on the 12th to 13th, so over today and tomorrow, we do have Mercury, which is going to conjunct the Sun, and we're still in that Mercury retrograde. So this conjuncting the Sun, it might feel like words not coming out the best, or more internal, like you not wanting to say much and more go within than sort of be more outspoken. And also you might, in your thoughts, a lot of thoughts coming up too about thinking about certain things. We've still got today, tomorrow should start breaking off, where we got Mars with Saturn, they're conjunct. So, and that's in Pisces. So with that energy, it could be it's either like a strength with problems that are coming up, or also can be frustration with certain issues coming up too. And maybe that you want to avoid problems that are coming up because we are in Pisces, where it's not a strong sign. So it might be where you're trying to avoid things rather than face things head on. We've also got Mercury, which is going to be conjuncting Chiron too, and it's on the 16th. That can be bringing up anything that's causing you, anything that issues that accompany your life. I always call Chiron's the emotional pain and turmoil. So anything that sort of causes you a bit of issues there, you might be thinking more about, or you might be, again, you might be putting your foot in it and not being able to say what you need to say, or it's coming out all wrong. So just be aware of that day. And then we have, leading up to this conjunction, it's happening next week with Jupiter and Uranus, which is bringing up surprises and unexpected events, but more of that will be coming up next week. And we've also got Venus, which is going to conjunct the node on the 18th. So that's about destiny, it's about life lessons, and it's going to be about relationships as well as finances here. So you might be sorting out different things with finances, or thinking about what relationships you need in your life to move forward. That's also going to be coming up. This week ahead, I feel like a lot of it's going to be about sort of like using your brain, intellectual, making sure you know what you know first before speaking. So doing researching, or make sure before you get into certain conversations that you have all the facts, so that you know everything before sort of getting too involved with certain issues. I do feel like it's a week where we are trying to block out negativity. I also find it's a week where we are trying to find our power and our strength. And again, like know your rights, or know what you know. Make sure you know everything before going into things. And I feel like things might be blown out of control, out of proportion this week as well. I also feel like I feel like this week's a good week to start being more active, going out, being in nature, or just getting like the blood pumping. I feel like for some reason this week I was downloaded with to be more active. And I've also got wait to see the bigger picture. So don't rush into things. Wait to get information first, or wait to see what sort of happens with a situation before acting on it. Knowing what you want. It might feel like you're being blocked a little bit this week with these certain energies and certain conjunctions that are happening too. I also feel like it's about trying to create that balance as well that's coming up here. So I feel like an interesting week. I feel like it might be intense, not as intense as we've had with these other weeks or other days with certain where we had that big eclipse that we had. Okay, let's go to the caller. And so we've got here Suzette, who's in Canada. So hi, Suzette, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
I was just kind of curious about if you see me and my kids moving and career.
Okay, let's have a look. When you talk about moving, I instantly get cold, like snow. So I know it does snow in Canada, but I don't know if it snows everywhere. But when you're moving, are you planning on going either in winter or somewhere where it gets very cold?
I was thinking approximately either Barrie or another area called Angus. It's still in Ontario.
Snow there? Do they snow in those areas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Okay, good. Because I can see they just show me cold, and I'm just seeing snow. So I just feel like where you're going, it's going to get cold or it's going to snow there. So let's have a look here. When? I do feel like you might be going I feel like you're going to be moving in the summer though. So even though it snows there, I feel like you're moving in summertime. So I feel like your summer is the opposite to me. So you'll be coming into someone else, June. So from June to August. So whether it be this summer or next summer coming up, but I feel like you're moving more in the summer to where you're going. I feel like it's about a happy beginning or putting a happy face. I feel like it could be where you're going. It's to be more happier, or it could be you just got to put a brave face on to be able to go where you've got to go. And I do feel like there's one child doesn't want to go. I see one of them that's sort of digging their feet in who doesn't really want to go. But I feel like it's going to be a good move for everybody to go. It's a fresh, new, clean start. I also feel like I want to get away from certain people too. So it's kind of I'm trying to rub people out of my life a little bit here. But it's an opportunity. So you're looking at to buy a place as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying buying. I feel like you got just enough. I feel like you might get a loan, but I feel like there's just enough there to get something that you want. I don't feel like you're going to get a humongous house. I feel like the house you're going to may be a little bit small, but it's just enough for you. I feel like the heating in the house is quite good. I'm getting a 3, so it's looking at a 3-bedroom place. Something about 3. So I get something about 3 with this place. I actually see a house that has a pointy roof. So I feel like the roof is very pointy, and that's I feel like it's more than one story because I see stairs going up. So I do feel like perhaps it's a 2-story place, or with I think it has an attic. We don't have attics heavy here, but I feel like there's an attic there as well. But I feel like there could be a 3 rooms with the attic as 2. I don't feel like it's a brand new place, but I feel like there's modern finishings in the place, but it's not. I feel like it's built, it's an older house, but maybe the kitchen or stuff's been renovated in the house too. And I kind of feel like it does have a homely vibe. It has a homely vibe. But I feel like the finishings are nice. Yeah, it feels like home. But I just feel like it's very pointy, a pointy roof. I'm kind of seeing but I also feel like there's houses around you. So it's like a suburb, but I don't think there's a lot of room in between houses. But I'm seeing the pointy house, kind of if I look at a TV show back in when I used to watch Charmed, where they would have that pointy roof, that kind of a pointy roof, is what I'm seeing for you. And you want to talk about your job finance too, as well.
Yes. Do you see a new career happening for me?
I was given here a new job, new you. But I kind of feel like you could work from home. I can see with the, what sort of career are you after? I'm seeing you like, I'm hearing at home, I feel like you got like what I've got a headset on. So I feel like, are you doing like calls or something, or having to call people, work from home? What sort of work are you wanting to do?
Oh, that's something new because I was looking for to do Pilates. Currently, right now, I'm a substitute teacher.
Okay, so you want to, so you're a substitute teacher now, and you're like a Pilates teacher, or you mean like the Pilates is what you want to do?
I want to do the Pilates.
Okay. Look, I feel like, yeah, but you're going to have to do two. So I don't feel like you're going to be a full-time Pilates teacher just yet. I feel like that will eventually evolve into other like Pilates, but you might do like meditation class, like it's spiritual. I feel like there's a sense of spirituality with that. And I feel like that's going to evolve over time. But when you're talking, you get two. So I feel like, it could be like, as a timeline, 2 months, 2 years, but I have a feeling it might be like two workplaces or two jobs. So I feel like there's a thing of, but I can see you like working with a headset. So whether it be, you might not be a student teacher or you might be teaching online, but I feel like you'll do two things. How long will it take you to do do one? Because I feel like the Pilates thing is about building it up. I feel like you're building it up over time, and then, but I do feel like it's like spiritual aspect, but it's going to evolve into something else too. I also feel like what you're going to do is about improving people's minds. So maybe the way they're thinking, or not getting into any negative. Like I feel like you're going to do something to improve their mind or their well-being as well too. Okay. I also feel like, quickly, I know I haven't got much time left, but I am feeling like spirit with me too with you, someone that's a smoker. I feel like it's a male. I kind of feel like is your grandfather on your mum's side, was he a smoker? Has he passed over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's here with me. And I just feel like he just wants, I know it's very quick now because we're running up out of time, but he just wants to say, he's just coming to say hi very quickly, and not to forget about the small things in life and to do things for you. And it's like you have a gift of trying to reach out to other people to change their thoughts or to change what's sort of blocking them, is what he just wants to say very quickly to you. But thank you for calling in today.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
That's okay, no worries. Thank you. Okay, everybody. So I hope you're going to have an amazing week ahead. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. So my website is Lady D Psychic Parties, and my Facebook page is the same. My TikTok is Lady D S Psychic. So is my Instagram, and my YouTube is Lady D, or look up Danielle Psychic if you can't find it under Lady D. Okay, thank you guys, and I'll see you the same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
Hello, beautiful souls. I'm your host, Eva, and want to say thank you again for having me. And before we start, I would like to say again thank you for all of your questions. The Guardians wanted me to start the show with one general